going to start like this. So I'm back on YouTube. Please subscribe to Citizenay on YouTube. Welcome on board. You're watching Citizenay, the platform where we speak truth to power. Now, as black people, as Africans, you see, we shouldn't allow ourselves to be defined by that by them saying, "Oh, black Africans." We are Africans. They say they are Arabs. When they want to separate, you see, they use the words. What is really annoying for me is they said only non-black Africans should board. That is clear bigotry right there. They said in the when they found the next plane for people to board, their words were only non-blacks should board. Now let me read this to you, what I've put on their page on Facebook. If you go to the Royal Air Maroc on Facebook, Citizenay, I've written these words and I'm reading it to you now. We are extremely disappointed at the way Royal Maroc Air has treated Africans using your airline, as well as the staff at the airport, badly beat up a Senegalese man, an African. The company had few working planes and was overbooked. So this was the fault of the company, not the Africans. They overbooked. The passengers waited at the airport for 2 days. Then Royal Air Maroc decided, they announced that only non-blacks should board. Their exact words. Only non-blacks should board. When black Africans protested, they were beaten and accused of threatening the police. Do you see that? So they got them beaten up and then they said they were threatening the police. Please, as an African, I hope this is making sense. Do not book any flight. Do not book. Tell your family and friends all over the world not to book any flight with Royal Air Maroc. Let us be each other's keeper. We cannot allow ourselves to be put in harm's way because of the useless religions of Islam or Christianity. They don't care. The evidence that the religion don't care, those who are telling you to follow that religion, they don't care about you. Because when it comes to it, they say non-blacks, only non-blacks should board the plane. So let me go forward again and read for more. So it says here, they announced that only non-black Africans should board. When black Africans protested, they were beaten and accused of threatening the police. A Senegalese passenger is beaten like an animal. And they did beat him like an animal. And that is what I want you to understand. If you are an African and you are watching this and you have not shared this already, please go ahead and share it. Go ahead and share it. So, now I now wrote, we are informing all Africans, that is black Africans, we are informing all Africans to boycott Royal Air Maroc. We demand immediate remedial action, such as compensating the Senegalese man in the picture that was badly beaten up. Citizenay. You can write something like that yourself. We can take individual actions, supporting each other. This is not about one person. It's not about me. I have never met the Senegalese man before. But if he's a black man, I am standing with him. And you must stand with him also. He is my reflection. I am his reflection. What they do to him and get away with, guess what? They will do it to me also. This is why we need to speak up. Boycott Royal Air Maroc. Boycott them. Because what they are doing is totally unacceptable. Again, I would love to play the video, but I cannot play the video. We must take collective action. Please share this broadcast as you're watching, and give us some likes and give us tap and follow. Give us a follow on TikTok. Subscribe to us on YouTube. Help us grow this platform. This is so unacceptable. It is. I am so incensed about this. I am so incensed. I then also went to their website. I went onto their X spaces as well. On their X space, I also put this information on there. So let me see what I can find for you. 1 second. I want to just go profile. I also posted the same information, you know. Yeah, he will. Yeah, yes, you're right. Yes, I believe so. I believe so. So maybe anybody, if you are Senegalese and you're watching this, please share the video so that it gets to President Dumbaye. You know, we mustn't accept this. I'm saying it now. We should put on notice on the African continent from here on. If any country maltreats, we the people must start doing this, and we have to lead the way. This is why I tell you that we the people possess the power. Our government will do our bidding. If we the people across the whole of the sub-Saharan continent stand together, our government will have no choice but to do what we tell them. We simply refuse to book any flights with Royal Maroc, Air Maroc. We do not book any flight with them. We do not go on their holidays. We stay away from their places. We start building places for us in the West African coast, East African coast, South Africa. You know, all those areas we have oases that we can go to. Rwanda is a great place. If you don't want my business, if you don't want my money and you're not going to show me respect, I don't want to be anywhere near you. You don't deserve my money if you're not treating me with respect. You don't deserve my money if you are not treating me with respect. You must treat me with respect. I'm not one of those that you are going to step on and think I'm going to beg. Please. No. And this is what we need to teach to our children. This is unacceptable. We are human beings. And we mustn't let this fly. We mustn't let this slide. We mustn't let it slide. Please join. Let me see. I'm going to try and find what I did there. I thought I had it on here, but maybe it's... Oh, okay. I got it. Yes, I think. Have I? I'll do it one more. I might do it one more time. Let me see. Replies. Let me see my replies. I want to see if I've shown you. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So if you go on my timeline, I have put pictures up on X Spaces. Again, I've put the pictures up, which says, boycott Royal Air Maroc. And you can do the same. Please don't be a bystander. This is how we can actually make change. We can participate collectively. We have every opportunity. You see, when we start doing that, we are sending out a message to ourselves that I see you. I recognize you. I am with you. I support you. I'm looking out for you. You matter to me. When we look the other way, when we see each other, I don't care about you. You don't mean anything to me. Your life doesn't mean anything to me. I don't care. And this is what I'm saying. Prove it, Lawrence. I have got a video. If you want to doubt me, please, I've got a video, but I cannot share it. We've got a video. The video is out there. And we are asking questions. And this is not the first time it's happened. The video is there. I've got a picture. I cannot show the picture. If I showed you the picture, they will bring down this broadcast. They will bring down this broadcast. So, Lawrence, I hope that answers your question. And if you do want to come on here, in fact, Lawrence, I will bring you on board if you want to go live. I'm happy to bring you on board to go live. Let me see. I'll bring a few people. We cannot be silent. You see what I'm doing here. Don't misunderstand me. I am still on the issue when it comes to my own people, Nigeria. I am focused on making sure that the people begin to exercise their powers that they possess in their constitution. And as many people will know, that is my area of interest when it comes personally to Nigeria. But I'm telling you that what we are dealing with right now is a running thread that affects every single black African. I hate saying the word black because we are African and we're the first people. And when they say, when you have to use the word black, it's like they're trying to demean you. they do not use the word white when they're talking about Europeans. They don't. It's just European. They don't use the word, brown when it comes to Arabs. They just say Arab. So why can't I say African? I am an African. And that is how we need to look at our mindset. You see, the minute they tell you that you are black, you are being separated. Oh, you are black Caribbean. You are black American. You are black African. You are separated. But when you say you are African, they can't divide you. My people, we need to wake up. We need to wake up. Please share this broadcast. This is not about hate. Please, I hope people don't misunderstand me. I am not here spreading hate. I'm saying that we need to speak up. Nobody else will speak up for us as Africans. It is left to you and I to speak up. Nobody will speak up for you and I as Africans. It is left to you and I. John J. Gray, I'll bring you on board if you want to speak. It is left to you and I to speak up for each other. Boycott Maroc Air. That video I cannot share. And look, any other video that has happened, if you've seen a video, even if it's 2 years old, from those areas in Morocco, in Tunisia, in Egypt, in Libya, we need to start making noise about any single thing we see collectively. If we see any airport, any airline, Ethiopian, whatever, if we see them do that, it's a boycott immediately. That is the message they understand. When the finances are hit and they cannot fund their own lifestyle with our money, they get the message. This is not about praying. Get that church nonsense out of your brain. Get that mosque nonsense out of your brain. I'm sorry to be abrupt. This is what we need to do. They use it. The religions are being used to control your mind. With that religion, they now control your medicine. They control your food. They control your education. They control your economy. What do you have left on your own land? And then they make you not have any value on your own continent. I say we speak up. That's my opinion. I don't know how you see it. But I'm just here trying to make sure that the message gets out. That we are no longer prepared. Please play your part. Don't just say, oh, you are angry. Don't just say you are angry. Take action. And you can do it. Yes, you watching me. You can do it. You can take action. Share it among family and friends. Let them know what happened to that guy. I can't share the video online. Now, if you want to, I'm going to put this video in the Africa Zoom 54, a group that I have. In fact, I'm going to do that as I speak to you right now. I'm going to send it there. And what will happen, those who are in that group will see it. If you want to see the video to get why I am so incensed, send me your number and your name. I'll put it in there because I'm putting it into that group right now as I speak to you. I'm putting it into that group because I am sufficiently exercised about this. It is not acceptable. We cannot accept this any longer. We cannot. So let me just go here. I'll get this done. Give me a minute. There and then. So yeah, okay. So now I think I'm going to put the video there. I mean, it's a video that I dare not share. If I share it, believe me, they'll just take it down. And then they might even ban me. But you need to, today, good afternoon and welcome. It is time for us to take action collectively. Don't just, you see, and I understand why people are reluctant to take action because we've been conditioned. We've been conditioned to accept injustice. I need you to understand that. As Africans, we have been psychologically programmed to accept injustice as though that is part of our own character. For over 13 centuries, the Arabs enslaved and sold and continues to sell Africans. Go to Libya today as I speak. You go to Libya today. The way they treat black people, the way our women, the way they treat black people, the way they, guns, black people, you're not free in Libya. Correct me if I'm wrong. Please, anybody who's on here, please doubt. If you have a contrary view to what I'm saying, please put it out, and you can come on air. I will add you on this broadcast right now, so you can see what I'm saying. You know, you need to really look at this and begin to understand that we are all we got. In terms of standing up for ourselves, it's only Africans who can do it. Yeah, I've posted that into the group now, and I need you all, if you want to see it, because I cannot share it online. If I cannot share it on the social media. If I do, it will come down straight away. They were using batons to beat this guy. They even had their hands across his neck. That's how bad it was. About 5, I counted about 5 people on this guy's neck. Yeah. So you see, I've sent pictures to them repeatedly, and I'm showing it. And I've tagged them so they cannot miss it. You should do the same. Let us all begin to do that, because you know what? That is what is called group economics. We have not been, they have psychologically programmed us to not think of ourselves as part of any group. That we are only going to be part of what they want us to be. Oh, some of you can go to Christianity. Okay, some of you go to Islam. We allow you. No. We are not following, we are not sheeps. We have our own mind. We have our own spirituality. That is why for you as an African, you need to know who you are. Before you know about Islam or Christianity, put those books down. Do you know who you are? Do you know who you are? Do you know who you are? A Chinese shop owner in the band. Yes. Today I read it. Yes. And we need more of that. We need to speak up. If we see any injustice against any African, and when I say African, I need you to start thinking about like this, that is a black person. I don't have to say it to you. It's somewhat of my skin, because we are the ones who have been oppressed for 13 centuries, since the 7th century in our own land. There was what you call, the Arabs came into Africa. I'm not trying to spew hate. I'm telling you facts here. And what they did was to enslave, tell you to give yourself to their Allah, and then they take your possession of your land, your culture. They destroy your culture. They smash it. They make you forget it. I was talking to a lady on my earlier broadcast, and she said that when she was young in Somalia, she was forced to learn Arabic. She didn't speak Arabic. She was forced, and she said, even as I speak right now, you are forced to learn Arabic. But then you hear this kind of sickening, frankly unacceptable comment. Non-black Africans should board first. Only non-black Africans should board. Hear me well. This is Royal Air Maroc. They said only non-black Africans should board. What does that tell you? We need to wake up. You have the power with your phone, with your tablet, with your computer. You can alert every African. This is what we must do. That is what is called group economics by I've forgotten his name now. I haven't got the book here, but it's inside. Not Walter Rodney, it's somebody else. Oh, I have his book. He's still alive, and I want to bring him on my show. We need to start looking out for each other. Our economies, we are not allowed to travel freely across Africa as Africans. We're not. And that is harming our entire economy. We trade by barter. I grew up in Yoruba land. That is what we are known for. We trade by barter. I have this one, you have that. We trade, to get, and that's what we did across Africa in many places. All that has been stopped. The trade goes out of Africa. I was looking at a report. Let me show you that report. Let me see if I can find that report. And this is very important. I'm very, very serious about this. And I do hope that you will take on board what I've just said. I hope you will. Let me show you something. If I can find you. Look. Trade among 54. Those of you who are on YouTube, you will see it. Please subscribe to Citizenay on YouTube. Hit the notification button and give us thumbs up. But I'll read the figures out to you. Those of you who are on TikTok, I'll read it out to you. So let me just do this. Go ahead and subscribe. Go ahead and subscribe to Citizenay on YouTube. Among 54 African countries, get this, right? And this is why we need to take collective action. Among 54 African countries, trade among African countries accounted for 18% of the total African exports and 15% of the total African imports. So that leaves over 82% of our trade in the hands of the colonials, in the hands of those who are calling us names, in the hands of those who are saying non-blacks non-blacks should board. That's what I'm trying to tell you. We must take control. We must take control right now. We must take control. Please do share this broadcast. And what you see behind me, you can do the same thing. Boycott Royal Air Maroc and any other airline. If we hear, if an African, if a Senegalese, a Gabonese, a Nigerian, a Cameroonian, a Sierra Leonean, a Burkinabe, a Guinean, a Malian, if we hear of any bad treatment of a black person, do not say it is the fault of the black person, because that is the conditioning that they put in your brain. They condition you to believe that you can be of no good because you are African black. You need to challenge that. The minute you start thinking like that, know that you have been brainwashed. Hear me well. The work has to be in our mind now. We are talking about our mind. I need you to understand. The minute you see yourself, start saying those words. Oh, he's African. He's done something wrong. He deserves it. Just know that you are talking about yourself. Because when you get in that same situation, guess what's going to happen? Another black person will look at you, and in his mind, he will say, oh, he's a black person. That's what we do. And we say it without recognizing the damage that is doing to us. That is why we cannot let this lie down anymore. Let us start now. Let us start now. I've just read you a big stat now. Out of a trade of 100% of our trade in the whole of Africa, we don't trade among ourselves. We trade among ourselves to only 18%. So our gold is going out of the country, out of the continent. Our diamond leaves the continent. Our oil leaves the continent. Our plutonium leaves the continent. Our uranium, it is all leaving the continent, and we do not get value for money for this. We are not getting value for money. We are being cheated. We are being cheated about the resources that is ours. 60% of the world's mineral resources in the world is in Africa. Fertile land, the most fertile land ever, where the bread basket for the entire world is in Africa. And yet Africa is poor. We need to wake up. And it is now for us. Programs like this, the aim is to encourage us to start looking at group economics. Anytime any of us is mistreated, we must make sure the message goes around. We have to look in the ways of our ancestors in the village. In the village in the olden days, my grandma used to tell me, you could go into your village. It was so secure. They didn't have doors. People will have their goods and everything. You paid your true value. Nobody would take anything because that was the society that we built. Because we had trust among ourselves. Now they tell us you have a society, a community. What? Gated communities all over Africa. All over Africa, it's gated communities. Communities where you're behind a gate. You're protecting yourself. That is not African community. That is dividing us as much as possible to make it easy for us, for those exploiting us, to continue to exploit us. It's time we woke up. We must do better. We must do, yes, that word only paper. Oh, today, my brother. Oh, you hit the nail on the head. Let me, oh, my brother, you just, Deba, you're back. Thank you. I sent you the video, Deba. I sent you the video. Now, listen, this is a pivotal moment. I think we are at the cusp of something here. First of all, I want to thank everybody watching me right now. But please don't just watch. On YouTube, share this broadcast. On TikTok, share this broadcast. You know? Not its value in gold. Exactly. It's not its value in gold. Exactly. It's not the paper. It's worthless paper. We've been tricked. We've been tricked with worthless paper. Paper that is not worth the value of the gold the physical gold. So this is an opportunity for us now to start waking ourselves up one by one. Now, we know, I fully understand that not everybody's going to wake up at the same time. Don't get me. I understand that. Omar Cousins, welcome on board. But what we need, justice for Mohbad. Yes, we will come at, yeah, I see. Yes, okay, yes, we'll still talk about that. That's another issue that's, but listen, I need us to understand. Look at the pictures. Those of you who are on YouTube, read those words. I'll read it to those of you who are on TikTok. Trade among African countries accounted for 18% of the total intra and extra African exports. So out of 100% of the trade of African exports, we only exported 18% to African countries. It means that we exported out of Africa 82% of our mineral resources at dirt cheap prices. Now, do you see why we are not getting value for money? Our resources is not being paid for at fair value. We are not in control. That is why we have to be very clear that the lines drawn on the African continent by the colonials is a line designed to enrich their pockets at our expense. That's the reality. And what is going on with this Air Maroc is a watershed moment. Let us all boycott Royal Air Maroc. As Africans, other Arabs, they can do whatever they want. But if they treat one single African in the manner in which they treat our Senegalese brother, and I do hope the president of Senegal, Dombaye, President Bassirou Dombaye Faye, President Faye, I hope he takes action, calls the Moroccan diplomat into his office, give him a dressing down, call the Royal Air Maroc, call the ministers, the foreign minister of Morocco, to give them a dress and tell them to demand and bring the Senegalese brother to that meeting. They must apologize in person to him, and every single person that was involved in beating him must all face jail. They must all face jail. But all of this will not happen if we do not support each other. What I am getting at now, I'm not asking you to move a mountain immediately. I'm saying all of us putting our action, our plans together, taking collective action like this will make a massive difference, and it will force the hands of our puppet leaders. It will force their hands. Let's see. 1 second. I want to just show you, those of you who are on with me on YouTube. You see on the Air Maroc, it's called, I think it's, yeah, Royal Air Maroc. You will not be able to see it on TikTok, but on YouTube, it shows you Royal Air Maroc. There is a lady, a light-skinned, probably Arab lady, looking up at a customer. Guess who the customer is? An African brother like me. And guess who they are telling not to board the flights? They say non-black Africans should board the flight. Non-black Africans. Only non-black Africans should board the flight. But yet, the picture that is there is a black African that is being used to do a promotional sales for Air Maroc. We demand that his picture be taken off there. If you're not going to respect us, don't use our pictures. This is what we need to be doing. If you're not going to respect any African, we don't want you. You have no right to use our pictures in your publicity photos. This is what we need to begin to do. We are the Senegalese. Yes, yes. Thank you, my brother. Thank you, sir. Do you want to come in? I'm happy to add you. Happening now. Happening now. We are, yes. So this is what we need to start doing. All of us. Because you see, when you look at those pictures, if we do not challenge this now, 6 months down the line, if we do not tell them to take that picture off, another African person, a black person would look at the picture. Oh, that looks nice. I'll book it. Not knowing the reality. You see why we need our group economics. Going back to what I was saying, in the olden days, they say, our ancestors and my grandma, may I so rest in peace, they say it takes a village to raise the child. When I was growing up, if you were going somewhere, if you did something wrong outside, you are scared to go home. You know why? Because when somebody that your mom or your grandma or your aunt knows, they will deal with you outside. And then when they get home and they tell your mom and dad, guess what? You are going to be dealt with. Because they looked out for ourselves in our community. That's how we were. And that meant that by doing that, there is something called Omoluabi, a person of good character. It meant that you did not want to be the one that's going to bring the name of your family down in your community. Tell me, do you have any community now? In those gated communities that you see around us in the whole of Africa, tell me, is there good behavior, or is it not riddled with corruption? Is it not riddled with corruption? They are not communities. They are gated prisons. They are gated prisons. You haven't? Happening now. Okay, well, my brother, I've seen the video. And I can send you the video. And somebody said it. I've got the video. I can send it to you if you want, but I cannot show it on here. So happening now, I'm happy to share it with you, but I cannot talk about it. But it's a black man. And even if it's not Senegalese, let's just say it's not Senegalese. And this goes to the point. Any black man that it happens, it is our duty to speak up. Because when we don't speak up, then they continue with this oppression. The video is there. Now, you can argue about which country. There is a video of a black man being beaten up mercilessly. And now they are using the same picture to promote their business. which means that they only think about our money. They don't care about what we think. Why should we spend our money where these people don't care? That's why I keep telling you, when you're spending your money in religion of Islam or Christianity, they don't care about you. They want to keep you subservient mentally. Wake up. That is the plain fact. That is the plain fact. And it's time we woke up as Africans. Now, Arabs can practice their Islamic religion. I have no problem with that. Europeans can practice their European religion. I have no problem with that. It is when they are imposing it. These religions that you think as now something that you do in Africa was imposed. From the 7th century, Islam was imposed on Africans. Many of the Africans, including this oh my gosh, what's this place called now? It'll come to me. What's this place called? Yeah. In the Senegalese Mali area, where Ousmane Danfodio's parents came from, what they did, they totally destroyed the African culture in those places, and they replaced it with Islam, and they destroyed any links. Many of those places, they don't remember their African roots. They only remember what the Islamic people has forced into their brain. And that's the reality of it. That's the reality of it. So the point I'm making here is this. Whichever, in that video, it is our job. We mustn't allow anybody to control our narrative. It is about you and me. My brother, you are my reflection. My brother, I am your reflection. As I'm watching you, we are a reflection of each other. What happens to you if I stay silent? I am saying it's okay for it to happen to me. If something happens to me and you stay silent, you are saying it's okay for the same to happen to you. We can't do that anymore. We need to teach our children to do better. So, like I said, they are using the picture to sell their business. But this is what I want you to look at now. And I'm putting this up here. Based on the video that I saw, which I cannot share. In the video, the clip I showed you, there's about 4 or 5 police officers on one African. Let's just say, I think from what they said, it's a Senegalese. It's a Senegalese man that was beaten. They may have got that wrong, but the point is, we are Africans, and we shouldn't allow ourselves to be named according to what the colonials have carved up in our land. We need to go back to those of our ancestors. In my case, I am Yoruba man, a proud Yoruba man. Nigeria was an imposition. Nigeria is just a geographical description. It is nothing to do with the reality of who I am as a Yoruba man. I am from my ancestors. I can trace my ancestors back to the Oyo Empire. I say that categorically because I know who I am. I can trace my ancestors back to the Oyo Empire. That is who we are. I am a kingdom dweller. You hear me? I am a kingdom dweller. Nigeria is an aberration. But that's another time. That's for another time. Right now, what we need to do is to begin to work on things. These are the things that we can begin to do. When we start addressing issues like this, if it affects one of us, it affects all of us. If it affects one of us, it affects all of us. That is the mindset that we must begin to have as Africans. I hope this makes sense. So happening now, if you don't see it, that's fine. I can send you the video, but you can join me. I've put it into the group of the Africa Zone 54. By the way, I'm probably going to be doing Africa Zone 54 discussion tomorrow. I'll probably do it tomorrow or Wednesday. But when I'm going to do the Africa Zoom, I will come on TikTok and I will give you a time, and then you can join me when you can. And those of you in the group, I will give you heads up first, and I'll say the time, and then you just have to join. And I'm going to add some more people. You have it already. Okay. So happening now. So what do you have to say about it? Do you want to come on air and talk about it? Do you want to come on air and talk about it? happening now. Do you want to come? You can come on here and talk about it and tell us how you see it. But for me, it doesn't really matter which country it is. Be it Senegalese. Do you want to come on air? Okay, let's do that then. Let's come on air. I'll add you if you want to come on and we can talk about it. What's the name again? What's that name? Happening now. Let me see if I can add you. I don't know. You should be able to be there. Yeah, we're friends. Yeah. So throw me an invite happening now and I'll bring you on board if you want to join. Oh, Yeti Queen. I'll add. I mean, anybody wants to come in and talk about this. Believe you me, the information I'm sharing now, it is very, very important. You may not think it has nothing to do with anything, but it has everything to do with everything. And it is part of the system that has been that has been used to keep us divided, and we have not known it. When we start confronting anything they say to us about who we are, about, oh, Lee Makara, yeah, okay, I'll invite, we're back again. So, yeah, thank you very much for following today. I appreciate that. And please don't forget, give us love and like. As you're watching the show, keep tapping on the screen. Yeah. I can't, oh, I see you tried. Okay. So, my brother, happening now. Do you know, how can I ask? The guy, they said he was Senegalese. Do you know for a fact that he's not? If you don't, which country is he from? I'm just asking, general question. You can type that down, so let me, because I can see that now. Marking Pep. So, please, if you're watching this and you're on YouTube, please share. Help us reach more people. We need to grow the platform. We truly appreciate your support. And the information that we're sharing is something that was going to be of benefit to every single African, bar none. And if we are trying to build an Africa that's going to function, that is going to give us, that we can benefit from our, I don't know, but from the capture, it says it's Senegalese. Exactly. Thank you. Yeah, let me just, yeah. That's exactly the point. Exactly. From the capture. So we can only go by what it says. But even if it's not Senegalese, to say that only non-black Africans should board is clearly wrong. That is a very, very bigoted statement. But it says it's Senegalese. Yes, exactly. So, Otuba Queen, thank you very much. So, what I'm saying is this. As Africans, it is particularly, when I say African, please, since they are saying non-black, if they are saying, you see, non-black Africans is code for Arab. Let us just say it like that. Non-black African is code for Arabs. And we are the Africans. The original owners of that land is Africans. And yet we're being put to the back of the queue with our own money. We mustn't accept that. We can no longer accept that. Did you hear me? We can't accept it. There is something you can do about it. What you see behind you, if you look behind me, you see, it's googled up. Boycott Royal Air Maroc. Boycott Royal Air Maroc. You can do the same thing. You can share it. You can reach more people. You can spread the word. Because this is how we begin to sensitize our people. Knowing our rights. Knowing the collective powers we possess as Africans on the African continent. I am not saying anything against Europe as a continent. They do that and they run it as a greetings, my brother. Greetings. As they see fit. Neither am I saying anything about Arabia or Asia. What I am saying as an African, to build a better future for the coming generation, the work we are doing now, the simple thing we are doing now of raising objections to our mistreatment on our continent is preparing a better future for the coming generation of Africans. And we need to speak up. We are in 2024, 13 centuries after the enslavement of Africans began, and it's still going on. I talked to you about Libya. Even today, as I speak to you in Libya, if you are a black man, you're not free to move around. Your life is in danger in Libya if you move around. I know, I've spoken to people there, I've got friends there. If you are in Libya and you're a black man or black woman, you're not free. Anything can happen to you. You're not under, and the sad thing is, in the case of Nigerians, I know of Nigerians that things has happened to, and the Nigerian government do not do anything. When we start taking control collectively like this, avoiding those areas, making complaints, making sure the airlines pay heavily in terms of they don't use our money, we go other ways, they will begin to think about what they do. We mustn't take this lying down anymore. That's what I'm trying to say. I hope this makes sense. Let me just... I hope this makes sense. Please share this broadcast. We must no longer be silent. Go onto the Royal Air Maroc and put on there that you are disappointed, you are very angry, you demand compensation, payment for the Senegalese man that was beaten. Yes, the Western are gradually taking over Africa, and we need to put a stop to it. It's only you and me. If it's programs like this will make us aware, we raise the awareness. Miracs, they are trying, but they're failing. They cannot take over in Mali. They cannot take over in Burkina Faso. They cannot take over in Niger. They cannot take over in Senegal. Yes, today, can't we build our own airlines? We can. Air peace is one. We can build our own in our own communities. Very good thinking. This is what I mean. We have to start thinking about trading among ourselves. You see, when somebody controls your religion, they control your mind. Listen carefully. Listen carefully. When somebody controls your religion, they control your mind. Think about that for a minute. When somebody controls your religion, I am a Christian, I am a Muslim, your mind is being controlled. You are no longer spiritual. And as an African, your spirituality is at the core, the essence of your being. It is the sign of your freedom. Your spirituality is the sign of your freedom. Consequently, conversely, your religiosity, I am a Christian, I am a Muslim, is a sign of your mental enslavement. And once they have that, they will dictate your wants and dislikes. Do you get it? Once you are following any of those religions, they will dictate what you eat. They will dictate what you think. They will dictate what you wear. They will dictate your economy. They change your calendar. This is deeper than you realize. I'm talking about spirituality. I am talking about spirituality. When you are a true African, your spirituality gives you freedom. Nobody can take that freedom from you. There's nobody. Once you know who you are, those religions, it's like taking scales off your eyes. That is the power of spirituality. And we need that in this struggle. And I'm telling you that what we are doing today, now, with this boycott Royal Air Maroc, is the beginning of something that can be very positive for us on the African continent. I'm not saying to hate people. I'm not saying that. But I'm equally saying that nobody has the right to hate us as Africans. And Africans by nature, we are my skin color. End of story. End of. End of. We have many shades, don't get me wrong. But when they're now saying non-black Africans, it's a code for, in their eyes, Arabs. And they have no right to do that on the African continent. We need to reject it. We need to turn away from Royal Air Maroc. They have to apologize publicly. They have to go and apologize publicly for what they have done to the defenseless Senegalese man, an African. And that is what we need to be doing. And all the others who are infiltrating. Thank you. Yes, let me put that up. Let me put that up. Because you make a very valid point, and I like to pin comments as I speak. But please, I hope as you're watching this, you are already going onto the Royal Air Maroc YouTube channel, their Facebook, their X-Space, their Instagram, all of their social media handles, and making them understand that as Africans, we are not going to accept this anymore. Because when we all begin to do that, don't look away, please. When we are saying this is going to benefit our entire community. So play your role. Remember, I spoke earlier on about our community. In the olden days, we built great communities whereby there was trust in the community. And because we had our spirituality, you know the consequences of your actions. So if you took those actions, then you will face the consequences. And that kept many societies in check. When you say you are a Christian, when you say you are a Muslim, it doesn't stop you from committing any crime because you know there's no consequences. It doesn't stop you from committing crimes on the African continent because you know full well that those religions, they have no consequence. None. You can steal all you like. Nothing will happen to you as a Christian or a Muslim. You can lie. You can be in a government position, steal all the money you want, swear on the Bible. Nothing will happen. You can steal all you want as a Muslim minister. Steal. Swear on the Quran. Nothing will happen to you. You will get away with it. But you come and try that with African spirituality. And you come and see and tell me afterwards if you will live to benefit from your proceeds of your crime. It's a simple question. I'm telling you as an African, you are a spiritual being. Wake up. You are not religious. What they are trying to use is use your spirituality and get you to be worshiping their religion to keep you blind. Take the scales off your eyes. Please. Take the scales off your eyes. You need to wake up. We need you. I'm not saying this about in hate. I'm saying we need to wake up. If we are going to build an oasis on the African continent, we all need to be awake because we are going to be guardians of our own society, just like our ancestors once were. And guardian doesn't mean you're going to be walking around with guns and arms. No. Being spiritual centers you. You nurture good behavior. You encourage good behavior. Your name means something. It informs your actions. But when you say you're a Christian, you are answering a name that doesn't mean anything to you. You will steal. There's no consequence. Oh, I'm a Christian. What does it mean? You're just going to steal. And you get away with it. Oh, I'm a Muslim. I'm going to steal. What does it mean? There's no consequences. Oh, I'm this. You're just showing your sign of enslavement to those who imposed those religions on you. I need you to know that you are a spiritual being. I need you to know that you are a spiritual being. There's nothing wrong with Europeans following Christianity. That's fine. The churches in Europe, is poorly attended. In the UK, less than, I don't think there's even 500,000 people going to church in the whole of UK. It's a nation of 60 million. I don't think you will see 10, half a million people, English, going to church. Yes, quote me. The churches are empty. The churches in UK, they've turned them into hostels. People don't go to church. But on the African continent, we will do night vigil. We will go on Sunday, spend 4 hours. We will go Monday night. We will do Monday school. We will do Tuesday vigil. We will do fasting. We will do 6-7 days. And it's nothing honoring your own ancestors. You are simply honoring the ancestors of those who created those religions to keep your mind locked in place whilst they loot your resources. Wake up. Brethren, Africans, man, woman, I don't say this out of hate. I need you to know that we are waiting for you. It's not about anger. You will wake up in your own time. I get that. But please know, every single time that you are spending in a church and a mosque, you are harming your unborn generation. I kid you not. You are preparing their minds to be taken over from 4 years old by that book that they've used to enslave your mind. And those who use those books, they don't care about it. They just wrote it. I just read it to you. They announced that only non-black Africans should board. So give me an example of non-black Africans. You are either Arab or Asian. Those are the facts. You see, they did not put into consideration the Bible or the Quran. And the Quran, they know. The Quran says thou shalt treat the other person with fairness. They know all that. The Bible says thou shalt not steal. They know all that. But when they want to do what they want to do, they do it. They don't care. Because they know the Bible and the Quran has no consequences. Unlike our spirituality that has consequences. Please wake up. I don't say this to make you upset. I don't say this to make you angry. I need you to join. Please, as you're watching, go onto the Royal Air Maroc website, register your displeasure. Make them know. Tell your family and friends not to book Royal Air Maroc. They are anti-black people. Because if you can say only non-blacks should board, that means you are anti-black people, anti-Africans. That's the reality. That's the reality. And I need us all to understand that. And I'm not, if I'm only, when somebody shows us who they are, Africans, because of our spirituality, we are very, very open. But when somebody shows you who they are, believe them. They've just shown us who they are. Don't try and interpret. Don't try and read behind what they are showing you. Accept it. The words do not match their actions. The words, oh yes, you nice and everything else. The action, no. You can't board the plane. You have to go to the back of the queue. They don't care who you are. You need to wake up. That's why we're doing programs like this. Please make sure at every one of us, we begin to take collective action to make sure that we protect ourselves. As we have to see ourselves as a community. In our community, our African community, we are not allowed to move freely on the African continent. Think about that. Why? Why? I just gave you one answer. Let me read you something again. In case you didn't get that. Let me see if I've got it here. No, that's not it. There it is. Okay. I just saw it, didn't I? Okay, I think I did. Yeah, 1 minute. Yeah. So I'm going to read something back to you. Trade among African countries accounted for 18% of the total intra and extra African exports. That means that 82% of African trade went directly outside of Africa. giving no benefits to any African. Think about that. What does that mean? Now, let me paint a picture of what that means, in case you don't understand. It means that you cannot, because we are being restricted into our groups, they take everything out in bulk and they fly it out, and we don't get the benefit of our resources. And we don't get the value for it. It's only now, let me give you an example. Niger, under France, since the 1960s, France was taking Niger's uranium for free. France would take 90 to 95% of the revenue made on uranium from the 1950s from Niger. Now, when Niger, under General Chani, when they stopped France and they said, go away, before then, uranium, France was getting uranium from Niger at 70 cents per kilo. Uranium. They were getting it from, they were forcing the Nigerians to sell their uranium at 70 cents per kilo. 70 cents in the euro per kilo. Now that Niger is free, do you know how much Niger is selling their uranium in the open market? Do you know? I'll tell you. Niger sells their uranium at 200 euros per kilo. Do you get it? Niger now sells their own uranium to whoever wants to buy it at the price of their choosing. Now you see why France refuses to take their feet off our neck. But now they've had to leave. The same thing must be done here with this Air Maroc. We need to stand together. And that is why I am glad to see that Burkina Faso, under Ibrahim Traore, Assimi Goïta, Mali, and General Chani of Niger, they have formed the Alliance of Sahel States. You know, they have a high amount of resources. And you know why this is so good? They've now got the support of Russia. They have got a memorandum of understanding. Russia will provide them with protection. Yes, they trade with them, but they will decide the price at which they sell their goods. Unlike under France, France is the one dictating to the seller how much he will sell his goods. Can you see that? Can you see why we need to support Alliance of Sahel States? As Africans, we need that to grow bigger. Yes, we still have to be cautious about certain things. But this is what I'm saying. But back to Royal Air Maroc. You see, if we do not take control of Africa, our resources will continue to be exported out because those who control our borders prevent us from trading among ourselves. Africa is not free. Take it or leave it. This is a brilliant opportunity for us. What are you prepared to do about this? All you need to do is to fill the pages of Maroc. Just register. Let them know you are not prepared. Tell your people. And we will make sure that we back it up with action. We don't go there. You think I'm going to go to Morocco after this? Do you think I'm going to go anywhere near Morocco after this? When I know this is how they treat people, black people. Can you trust the food you're going to eat in Morocco when they are treating you like this? Do you know what they will put in the food? Let us start asking ourselves these questions. Why aren't we asking ourselves these questions? Oh, I just want to have a good time. Have a good time to the point whereby they take your life in front of you and you're laughing. What are you telling your coming generation? Let us ask these questions. Again, I'm asking you. Are you just going to watch and not participate. And it takes a very simple thing for you to do. Go on to, you just do it online. Go onto their YouTube page, their Facebook page, your Twitter, their Twitter, their Instagram. Go on it. Register your displeasure. Tell your fellow Africans, do not go there. Tell them why. Take a picture of what I've sent on my page. You can go on YouTube and see it. Or make one up. Take a shot of the video. Don't use the video because don't use the video itself because they will block you. But a screenshot of the action when there's 5 or 6 of them over a black man. This is why I do not want to go. You should not go to Maroc. We need to wake up. We are making the mistake. Like I said, every African, the way we view ourselves is through the lens of those who told us we are corrupt, those who told us we are bad, those who told us our ancestors are evil, our gods are satanic. We are viewing ourselves through their lens. We need to remove the scale of our eyes. This is something we can be involved in. You mustn't leave this broadcast. I hope. I would suggest you don't leave this broadcast without writing something on the Royal Air Maroc page. This is the beauty of social media. We can have impact and we can build on that impact collectively. We can have the impact. And it's nothing to do with violence. It's speaking truth to power. Something they cannot ignore. We're not talking about destroying anything. I'm talking about registering your displeasure and monitoring it and making sure you keep yourselves informed. And you see, it's spiritual. It's up here. It's up here. Up here. I need you to be awake. Whatever else happens, happens. But I need you to be awake. Let me read those figures to you again. Mazali. Let me read those figures to you again. Trade among African countries accounted for 18% of the total extra African exports, meaning that 82% of our resources that could be of benefit across the whole of Africa is going straight out of Africa at prices that are not right. I'll just give you an example. Until recently. Now, I'm hearing, is it Zimbabwe or I can't remember the country. They have now started saying they're going to be processing their own minerals in the country. The mineral resources in their country. That's what needs to happen. That's what needs to happen. But unless we are part of the process of waking up, unless we become part of the process of waking our people up and begin to question the system and begin to interrogate it and begin to make sure, believe you me, you are more powerful than you realize. The Bible will keep telling you that you have to, Jesus is your only savior, to make you believe that there is no way out for you. In your community, back home in Africa, there are many people who are capable of freeing themselves. But because the bind that the Bible and the Quran has placed on their mind, they've locked the key away. And they have it's like a jailer putting the key to leave the jail next to the convict. And the convict, rather than take the key and open the door, is on his knees begging, please help me, I want to get out. That's the position that these religions have placed us in. I kid you not. Our communities, we have amazing people that can solve problems. Those of us abroad, our role is to wake them up to know. You don't need a savior outside. That savior is within your community, within your soul, within you, in your mind. In your mind. This is what we need to be teaching, and that is why, please, don't leave this broadcast without going to the YouTube page of Air Maroc and register your displeasure and make them know and make your family know. Never ever use them and tell them why. Go to their X page, go to their Instagram, go to their TikTok, go to all of these places. Let me go to their TikTok as I speak to you now. Because I don't just talk, I take action. And that's what we need to be doing. You see, the Bible and the Quran, what are they? They are just words written by somebody. And they want you to believe in those words. Those words, you say it to yourself, you say it back, it's replacing you taking action. It's making you inactive. It's making you, it's retarding your mind. Did you know that in the Bible that they gave to slaves, they took away certain things? And then they said in the books, in some of the Bible, okay, my brother, Egosa, yes. In some of the places in the Bible, it says, slaves, obey thy master. And that's the book that they put in front of you as an African. Please wake up. I need you to wake up. Play your part in what's going on here, please. Let's do that. It's not too much to ask. Go onto their page. Type whatever you want to type. Make them know that as an African, we are all looking out for each other. And it will benefit us collectively. I promise you. Uh-oh. Oh, shit. Okay. What happened there? Okay. Back in a bit. Sorry. Okay. Don't worry. Is this up? Yes, I got enough there. Okay. 1 minute, yes, please. 1 minute. The battery runs out sometimes and you forget. Oops, sorry about that. That's not what I wanted to do. I don't want that. Sorry. I don't know what happened there. So that's not what I wanted to do. Those of you on YouTube. I'll be back in a second. Just give me a minute. Okay, sorry. 1 second, please. Just trying to address this little hiccup that I have. Okay, 1 minute. Give me 1 sec. Okay. Okay. So it'll be back up and running soon. Okay, 1 minute. So it should be back up and running soon. So those of you on YouTube, please just bear with me. I will fix that in a minute. I'm going to move that. I'm having to do some multitasking, so that's why that's changed. That's not what I want to do. Right, where are we? So I was trying to show you. So this is what we're trying to do here. We're trying to get our people to wake up and to focus on what is really important. And what is really important is for us to take collective action within our communities to free ourselves from bondage collectively. It's not about hate. In 2024, we have to. There's too much information for us to allow this to continue any longer. Way too much information, and we're not going to do that anymore. And I really want us to really change the perception of ourselves. So that's why I'm doing what I'm doing here. So do bear with me. I'm just trying to get everything working. Sorry about that. No, not there. Here. Okay. So I'm just going to get back in there. No. Sorry. 1 minute. Let me just go back. 1 minute. Okay, live. So let me see if it's going to get me resume. Hopefully it will let me resume. If not, that's fine. I'm trying to get it working. Okay. Yeah, okay. Let's go live. I'm just going to go live straight away. Don't worry. We'll just go live straight away. Resume. Okay, I'm going to resume the live. Okay. We're going to resume the live. Oh, sugar. What the hell's going on here? Just give me a minute, please. We'll be back. I don't know what's going on. Shouldn't be doing that. So we'll take that off. And so we'll be back. We'll be back. Just give me a minute. Yeah. So like I said, those of you watching me now on YouTube, please do share the broadcast. Help us reach more people. I'm going to come and talk about other issues in terms of Nigeria. Don't get me wrong. I haven't forgotten, but we are facing a myriad of issues and we have to tackle it in a particular way. And for me, it's urgent that we all know that the same problems, where we in Africa, we are all facing the same problems. And we have to be able to allow ourselves to connect and begin to address those problems collectively. We must do so collectively and rapidly so. Rapidly so. Sorry about that. Sometimes you forget things and it happens in such a way. But let's get this right. So let me just make sure this is correct. Then we'll go back to live again. Yeah, okay. No. So 1 minute, please. 1 minute, please. Oh, don't go back there, man. So give me a minute. Why? Okay. So let's try that again. Change. Select from my photograph. Okay, 1 minute, please. Just give me a minute. Oh, man. Oh. Why are you doing this then? What's going on? Forgive me. We will catch on. We'll continue on YouTube. And then we'll see if this will allow me. If it allow me, I'll go back on TikTok. I don't know. Is it hot? It's not necessarily hot. But the screen seems to just be going out very quickly. And I don't know why it's doing that. Okay. I think I've got it now. I think we may have got it. So I'll let that go for a few minutes. When it comes on, we'll continue. So whilst we are doing that, I just need you to really understand something. That this is a plan that we must no longer allow to continue to dictate who we are and how we do things. Sorry, not that. I don't want to do that. That's not what I'm doing. Where is it? Yeah. So we have to understand that when we say, oh, it's our problem, it's our fault, when we are forced, because of the boundaries that's been carved on us, we are not able to move freely to trade among ourselves. So you have to trade against the French. Now the three countries, Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger, African, the Alliance of Sahel states, now that they've now taken corrective action, you can now see that that is what is going on. That now they are beginning to take control. And we need others to do the same thing. We need others to do exactly the same thing. So I hope this works now. Please do not go out on me again. Do not go out on me. So I'm going to try and get that back. So just bear with me. Sometimes it does happen like that. You can't you can't help it. It does happen like that. I think it's more stable. So those of you on TikTok, you will see it come back again. So there. So, and here, yeah, go live. Okay. So, yeah, so sorry about that. Apologies, those of you that joined earlier. The line went, the battery went. So I wasn't able to keep it going, but we will continue anyway. So this is part two. I do apologize. The battery went. Those of you that are on my TikTok. So I'm back again. But like I said, the message remains the same. We have to make sure our people are aware, and we have to wake up our people to begin to hold those they elect into office to account. It's very, very important. Oh, God. I'm going to leave it. I think I'm going to end this. This thing is not allowing me to do it. I don't know why. It's doing that today. So I guess I'm going to have to go and come back. My battery seems to be going and coming. I don't know what's going on TikTok. But what we will do, let me just take the opportunity to thank everybody that's joined me now. I hope this makes sense. So please share. I probably want to just wrap up for a few minutes. I don't know what's going on. It seems to be not really answering or responding properly, but maybe it's a way for me to have a break, and I will be back. Um, and we can talk some more. I hope you find this beneficial. It is very, very important, those of us watching, that we share this information and reach as many people as possible, because many of what is going on with us is been down to what they've done to keep us in the dark. And it is on you and I to collectively begin to wake up our people. We have the power to do so, and we must do so. Please don't ignore this message. Make sure you go to the um, um, Royal Air Maroc and let them know that they need to compensate the man that was badly beaten. And we hope the Senegalese or whoever, whichever country, that they raise the strongest possible terms, and they extract from them apology, compensation, and the whole of the Western of Africa. Black Africa must have a code that every other country must sign, that they have no right to treat Africans as as chattel. No right. That it must start having impact. We have to start making sure that if they do anything like that, any trade, they will harm any trade that we have with them. This will impact any trade that we have with them. And that is something that we need to begin to really rapidly begin to teach our people. We have to really do that. We have to really do it. I hope this thing goes. I'm real sorry. I hope this thing, it's been giving me a problem. So I'm not so sure if this will. I am real sorry. The battery it's been playing up. So that's why you've seen me have to go off. But like I said, the question remains, boycott Maroc. It remains that we want to boycott Maroc Air. Boycott it as Africans. We cannot allow others to come to our land, oppress us. I mean, the words that they use, I kid you not. Remember those words. Only non-blacks should board. Only non-blacks should board. That should tell you. It says here, they announced that only non-black Africans should board. That tells you that we are not given any regard whatsoever. We're not given any regard whatsoever. So, as I was saying before the broadcast went, I do apologize for that. The battery went, so I don't know what happened, but I think it's stable now. And I did try to connect it, but it was just really breaking up. So sorry about that. But those of you watching us on YouTube, please don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification button, give us a thumbs up, help us reach more people. It is really unfair. It is really unfair that this kind of thing is going on, and we are being impacted. A friend told me about what the same thing has happened on Ethiopian Air, that they made sure that Nigerians missed their flights and all of that stuff. That is ill treatment that we can no longer accept. And when we come together as Africans like this, it will force the hands of our African governments. And that is why I keep saying it. We need to support Alliance of Sahel States. ECOWAS is a puppet of the EU. African Union is a puppet of the EU. But when we, the people, begin to stand up and begin to trade among ourselves, begin to talk among ourselves, begin to come up with plans, we can solve this problem. This is a very good start for us in terms of registering a complaint. Make sure that you go onto the website of the Royal Air Maroc, register your displeasure at how black people have been treated, because you are a black person, you are an African. I hate saying black. You are an African. The Europeans don't have to say they just say I'm European. It's implied that they are white in their mind. I'm African. I'm African. The Arabs are Arabs. We need to begin to take control of the narrative. We must take control. Because now you see, When we don't take control of the narrative, then they will do what they just did. It gives them the opportunity to go, non-black Africans, only non-black Africans should board. We must take control of our narrative, particularly on the African continent. We must. I've just told you again, 82% of our trade is not with fellow Africans. 82%. 82%. And the same people who are telling you to believe in Jesus Christ don't understand that that 82% is connected to Jesus Christ and Islam, taken out of Africa. When are you going to wake up? When are you going to wake up? I'm not saying we shouldn't trade with anybody in the world. We can trade with Russia. You see that. But it is trade that is on favorable terms. The terms that the colonials are imposing on us, on Africa, is unfavorable. The colonials and the Arabs, the terms that they've imposed on us Africans, on the African continent, is unfavorable. And the religions of Islam and Christianity are used to keep us subdued, so we never say no. It's a control mechanism. I'm sorry to say it, it's the truth. It is simply a control mechanism. What you view as a religion is only, they call it, the word they have for it is quotidian. Do you know what quotidian means? Quotidian means routine. When you say you are Christian, you are Muslim, you are just following a routine. You are neither. You are just, it's what they've placed in front of you. They want you doing that every Friday. You go to church and you pray 5 times a week, a day. Every Sunday and every Friday you go to the mosque. You pray 5 times a week, 5 times a day. Every Friday you go to the mosque, pray 5 times a day during the week. Every Sunday you go to the church, you pray. Then you go, your kids go to Sunday school. Then you go to night vigil. Then you go to a bazaar. Then you go to this. Then you go to Easter. Then you go to, it is all routine. We are spiritual. We are spiritual. What they are putting before you is routine. And with that routine, they control everything you do. Hence why they are controlling 82% of our resources. Whilst you are believing in Christianity and Islam and all that, they don't care about that. The resources are going out one way. And we don't have control. The 3 countries that have control over their resources right now are Burkina Faso, Mali, Niger. They are in the alliance of Sahel states. If you attack one of them, you attack all of them. That is what we need. We need the alliance of Sahel states to get bigger. It must get bigger. ECOWAS is a fraud imposed on us by the colonials to make sure that at all avenues, the access to our resources remains uninterrupted. Maroc Air is a perfect opportunity for us. Those of you watching, go to their website. So let me go and do something quickly. I was doing that before this. So let me go on to their TikTok page. I want to find their TikTok page, Royal Air Maroc. So I'm going to write something and I'll put things on there because I'm not going to accept this at all. We need to make sure Royal Air Maroc. Yeah, we need to refute it. They have to come out and apologize. Royal Air Maroc. There you go. So let me have a look. Bad airline. There you go. So people are writing already. Some people have already written. So Royal Air Maroc. We need to be doing this. We need to be confronting them. So I'm going to follow them because I want to be able to make complaints. Royal Air Maroc have really been unfair to us. And we must. I will be sharing my video there because I do not accept what I'm going to message them. I need to message them because I do not accept what they've done. We need to reject it. So let me get the message that I've done before, and then I will share it with them straight away. And you need to, here are the words that I wrote. You may use the same words. So I wrote on the Royal Air Maroc's post in Facebook, I wrote, "We are extremely disappointed at the way Royal Maroc Air has treated Africans using your airline, as well as the staff at the airport badly beat up a Senegalese man, an African. The company had few working planes and was overbooked. Their problem, not ours. The passengers waited at the airport for 2 days. The passengers had to stay at the airport for 2 days. They then announced that only non-black Africans should board. When black Africans protested, they were beaten and accused of threatening the police. So now they lied about the condition that they put Africans, and then they blamed Africans for reacting to that condition. Not in a violent way, just saying, no, we need to be down there. You tell us that only non-blacks, and you expect us to accept that. Can you see that this is psychologically preparing you to accept oppression? I hope you're seeing that. That's why you have to play your part. You need to play your part. So I'm writing this, what I just read to you now. So what I wrote again is, I then wrote, and this is totally unacceptable. We are informing. Oh, so let me edit that. In fact, edit, and this is just see. We are informing. Sometimes when you're writing something, it's the passion takes over. But that's fine. No, 1 second. So you can do the same thing, and I'm encouraging us all. Look, we are more powerful than we realize, and that's what I'm trying to really make sure we understand through this entire process. We are more powerful than we realize. Please share the broadcast, hit the vision button, give us thumbs up, help us reach more people. So I'm gonna go onto their page and leave that comment, because they cannot be allowed to get away with what they've been doing. They mustn't. So we're gonna do this. So I'm putting a message to them right there. Let me see if I can. Will let me do it? It won't let me post any message. Okay. Let's see what they have. Okay, 1 second. One second. I'll get there. I'm gonna paste the message now. One minute. Here we go. Okay. Okay, so now I've just sent them a message. Oh, it won't let me send. So it won't let me send. Privacy settings. You cannot send message due to this user's privacy settings. So they don't want to accept messages. Okay, fine. So they obviously, I think they've closed their page. Okay, let's go and have a look. Royal Air Maroc. So when I'm doing this on Royal Air Maroc. I'm doing this on TikTok, and we need to we're asking questions, and we should be asking questions. We're not being rude. You've not had me use one swear word. I don't need to use a swear word. We need to ask them questions. They must stop this nonsense that they're doing. It is not acceptable. So they have 28,000 followers.
This is why I will never be flying Royal Air Maroc again.
There you go.
Besides the tight seats and the outdated aircrafts and nowhere to plug your phone and the limited amount of shows.
So there's a lot of complaints about Royal Air Maroc.
For long flights.
So in
Although
fact,
my ticket was $3,000.
You see that?
Get into why I'm never flying with them.
Right.
Ever.
Right.
Again.
See, the lady is writing about why she's never flying with them again.
West Africa with Royal Air Maroc. Upon arriving, I realized that the whole flight did not receive their bags. Not one person from my flight received any of their checked bags.
So she's complaining that they didn't receive their bags.
No follow-up, no great customer service at all.
No great customer service, none of that.
I was on the phone with customer service and got hung up on multiple times.
See
no
that?
emails answered, no bag tracker.
You know why? You know why?
Find out this is very
why they are not responding to us?
The airport and
I'll tell you why.
Looking for our bags, and this time we were greeted with police that they sent to protect their workers because nobody has gotten their bags for over a month.
You see, they send the police to protect their workers.
I only received one of my bags on the
6th
day of my 7-day trip.
I need you, please. Go on to the TikTok.
Flying Royal Air Maroc.
Royal Air Maroc. There's a lady there complaining about the same thing. She's American.
and nowhere to
And
plug your
this is
phone,
why we need to be doing
and the
this.
limited amount of shows
In
and
fact,
entertainment they had on
one
their
second, please.
TVs for long flights.
I'm just
Although my
showing you
ticket was
what she's doing on there, but
let's get into why I'm never flying with them ever again. Mark my
see?
words. I flew back home to Liberia, West Africa with Royal Air Maroc.
Okay.
Upon arriving, I realized that the whole flight did not receive their bags.
Yeah.
Not one person from my flight received any of their checked bags. So
See?
I was just in Africa
So
with no
I've
bag.
put the plane,
No
I've put the
follow-up, no
complaint up
great
there, and I'm
customer
going to do
service at
another one
all.
again.
I was literally on the phone with customer service and got hung up on multiple times.
You
No
see?
emails answered, no bag tracker, anything. Come to find out, this is very common with them. We
Yeah.
went to the airport and office multiple times looking for our bags, and this time we were greeted with police that they sent to protect their workers because nobody has gotten their bags for over a month.
Wow.
This is how you had to look for your bag. I
You
only
see that?
received one of my bags on the 6th day of my 7-day trip. Don't fly with them.
You see that? So the lady on the TikTok, she's African. Surprise, surprise. Her bag gone missing. They only found one of her bags on the 6th day of her 7-day trip. You see why I keep saying as Africans, we need to make this message known. Do not fly Royal Air Maroc. It's on their TikTok page. It is on their TikTok page. This lady is called the Lizzie. I'm going to actually follow her as well. And we need to do a program about this. These are things, Royal Air Maroc. And they, if we don't speak up, we will continue to be treated in this shoddy, unacceptable manner. I'm urging you, if you're watching this broadcast, go onto any of their pages, YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram. Register a complaint. Put it down. Demand that they compensate the man that was beaten up in that pic. We cannot show the video. It is sickening. It is absolutely sickening. I'm going to try and make sure. You see, they will play the music. They like our music, but they don't want the people. They like our music, but they don't want the people. Well, I'm sorry, you can't have one without the other. And we do not want to spend our money if you're going to be treating us. And they call the police on you. If you ask questions, they call the police on you. So be very careful when you go into Royal Air Maroc. Now, that's what we need to do. Among ourselves, please share this message. Air Maroc, they are not reliable, and we need to be away from them. We need to be away from them. It's crazy. It is crazy. So, yeah. So I'm going to put that up there. The reason I'm saying this, there is something we can do. We have the power within our social media. We can use it. We must use it. I urge you, don't just follow and don't just be quiet. Use the powers that you possess. This is so unacceptable. And they're showing pictures of, you will think, oh, Royal Air Maroc, they're good. They don't care about you as an African. As a black African, I hate to use the word black, but as an African, they don't care about you. We need to start caring for ourselves. We need to start caring together and making sure that we look out for each other. Because what they've done here is totally unacceptable. To beat a defenseless man. And also after you put us in a situation where you put them in a situation whereby 2 days, no flights. It's like, don't ever use my Royal Air Maroc again. I'm saying it now. Don't ever use it. I've never used it. I'm never even going to. And I would suggest that now anything to do with us going on any of the Arab airlines across Africa, please do extensive research from here on, because it's likely that you will not get what they say, because they will look at you, they will look at you and they will treat you badly. Instead of going through that experience, let us start looking at further our own African brothers and sisters with their own companies build something for us that we can fly there, go, or if we want to, do we even need to go there? If this, these guys are doing this, do we, we don't need, we should, unless we have direct business or Africans who are there who can go straight to their business, keep their business going and get out of there, because this is not right. This is clearly not right, not acceptable. It is clearly bigoted thinking, and that's why I say it. Boycott them. Boycott the Royal Air Maroc. They must be boycotted. So I'm gonna be wrapping this up here. I'll be wrapping this up here now, but I hope that you've got some one or two messages on this. Akhenaten. Oh yes, I like that name. Yes. Are we following each other? Yes, Akhenaten. I'm gonna add you. Yes. Akhenaten is a big name. Very, very good. That's a good choice of name. I like that. Joy, they'll come on board. More Salon. Okay, I'm gonna follow back. Those of you who are joining us now, the topic has been about Morocco. Maroc, Royal Air Maroc, and the treatment of Africans. So please do join us. Help us reach more people. Share the message. Follow us. Follow Citizenay. If you missed the earlier broadcast, I'll see if I can play it again, or you can watch my earlier live. I think there's a way you can watch it, but I can watch that. If you can access the live and watch it again, fine. If not, I will play it again on YouTube to give us, a much more clearer picture as well. I'm happy to do so. But like I said, the reason I'm saying all of this, above all, is that it's time we start standing up for ourselves as Africans. Do not allow anybody to tell us that, we are less than anything else. You are not less than anything. You are equal to, if not even more than. And I need you to believe that. And we have to, you're my reflection, I am your reflection. We have to take care of each other's reflection, stand up for each other. When I stand up for you, I'm standing up for the whole African, for Africa. When you stand up for me, you're standing up for all Africans, not just yourself. So when we stand up together, we are making sure that we are not denied our own rights as humans. And that is what we must begin to do. We need to teach this in our communities. Our community spirit has been completely destroyed. We can build that back. I was talking in my earlier broadcast about how my grandma in the olden days, they would walk around, they'd have farmers, there was people selling their wares. They didn't have doors they didn't have doors to lock any door. People would leave their shopping, their food, and say, okay, this is how much it's been sold, and the person would trade and leave it, and because the trust was built in the community. Right now, we have gated communities with iron gates as high as you like, and there is no trust. There's no safety. There's no security. And you have these religious people, and it's full of all these people who are saying they're Christian and there is Muslim. If you're Christian and you're Muslim, your religion should be something you should rely on. You shouldn't be relying on gates to protect your lives. It's a falsehood. It's a falsehood. We need to wake up. So please, those of you watching, please do share the broadcast. Follow me, like, comment, reach more people. The object of what we're doing today is to ensure that all Africans, please boycott Maroc Royal Air. Boycott them. Boycott Royal Air Maroc. Boycott them. Because they treat Africans like slaves. They tell you only non-blacks should board the plane after 2 days of waiting, of missing flights. And they expect you to accept that. And I say no more. I say we should accept that no more. We should no longer accept that. So please join me. Make sure you go and tell family and friends. Okay, no, I'm not going to follow you. No. Tell family and friends about what is happening. Raise the awareness level. It is up. It's down to you and me to take collective action. We mustn't let this lie down. The Senegalese man they beat up, he must be compensated, But they're African too. A head hustler. No, they don't see themselves as African. They don't see themselves as African. They see themselves as Arabs. Yes, that's the thing. If you go and look deeper, they see themselves as Arabs. And that's the issue. That is the central issue. Because they said, the word they said is non-black Africans. And that can only mean one thing: Arab. Mark my words. So we have to be very, very clear about what is going on. And we need to really confront it. That's why I'm saying all of us now, when you go on flight and you see anything like that happening, speak up. Speak up. Come together. Go on pages like this. Make sure you put complaints. I have put complaints on their YouTube page, on their Facebook page, on their X page, on their TikTok page. I'm putting complaints and I'm making Africans know that they are not a place to go. You don't use Royal Air Maroc. They do not treat black people well. That is what we need to do. Don't look the other way. Make sure we save another person like you and me, looking like you and me, from facing that kind of injustice. That is what we need to do collectively. That is what it means to be part of a community. Forget individualism. It's not who we are. If you are spiritual, you cannot be an individualist. If you are spiritual, you cannot be an individualist. No way. You will form part of the tight-knit community where you protect not only yourself, but your entire community, because you know that you cannot exist in a vacuum. You can't. And that is what we need to begin to teach to our people. I hope this is making a lot of sense. Please do share the broadcast. We are telling you all, please, boycott Maroc Air. Boycott it. Go ahead and boycott it. They are not worth their salt. You're better off getting, let me see if I can find a quick poll. Let me see, start. State a question. Okay, let me start a question. Do you support the banning of, okay, let me see, it won't let me do it. I was trying to get that ready, but I can't see it. I was trying to get a quick poll, but I can't see it. Okay, sorry. Current poll. No, end it. Sorry. And let me start again. Latest poll. Let's start a new poll. Yeah, but how am I supposed to do it? So it's not saying that. It's not letting me do it. Sorry. I'm going to have to learn this properly. I'm not too sure if I've got it right. I was trying to get the poll and put the words in, but it's not letting me do it. So I will do that another time. I'll do that another time. But what I'm trying to get you to understand, I hope you are all following. King David, thank you very much. They shouldn't compete with AFCON. They should not participate in any other African. Yes, head hustler. Thank you. I like that statement. This is what I'm saying. If you are going to be treating Africans like this, then they should not be. The country is it's Morocco. And it is the Maroc, Royal Air Maroc. Royal Air Maroc. So it's the Royal Air Maroc, which means it's the royalty of the Morocco. And that is why they don't even believe they are African. Exactly, they don't believe they're Africans. So if they don't and they're treating us like that, then they shouldn't be there. They shouldn't be there. And we should make sure that we shouldn't do any business with them. We shouldn't. These are the kind of things that we need to really address, and I'm speaking up about it. Yeah, they don't even believe. I agree with you. So what we're trying to do is to wake us up. Please don't leave this broadcast without going to any of their social media handles and registering your displeasure and making them know you will never fly on Air Maroc because of the beating up of a Senegalese man. 5 to 6 Royal Air Maroc security guard and the police were beating up black men because they say, oh, they were threatened. I mean, can you hear the word threatened? They said it here. They said they were beaten and accused of threatening. So for you to just stand, your mere presence is a threat. Your mere presence as a black person is a threat. You see why we cannot be quiet anymore. We mustn't be quiet. We need to confront this as a community. You're my reflection. I am your reflection. Whatever happens to you happens to me. We need to begin to really understand that and interact a lot more better in our communities. So I hope that has been this has been beneficial. I'm going to come back and talk some more. Bright, welcome on board. Yeah, we can no longer allow this to go on. And those religions, the religions don't care about what I'm telling you. The religion, when you become a Christian, it's a sign of your subservience as an African. When you become a Muslim, it's a sign of your subservience to that religion as an African. So you are at the bottom of the pile in both religions. It's important you understand that. When you are saying you're a Christian and you're saying you're a Muslim and you are following the tenets of what they tell you, you are simply confirming that you are beneath them. I know you don't want to hear that, but you need to understand. Why should you go for something that makes you less than when you have the original, the real deal, your African spirituality that nothing can match? Neither of them can match it. Neither of them can match your spirituality. Embrace your ancestors. Call their names. Eledumare, Shango, Ogun, Oya, Yemoja, Obatala, Egungun, Oshosi. All of these are, yeah, one was in a flight with a friend of mine on phone. He told someone he's sitting near a black man. There you go. Knowledge understands. There you go. Pin this comment. These are what we are talking about. These are the reasons we need to really come together. You are a lion. You are a laying. I don't understand what I mean. A laying? I don't know. Messy? What do you mean lying? Messy, what does that mean? I don't understand what you mean. Do you want to explain that? Messy? You are a laying? I don't understand. But anyway, I can well believe you. Knowledge understands. They mean lying. Doesn't think I'm even visit that country. Listen, all we are saying is that as Africans, we shouldn't accept this anymore. We must all boycott Royal Air Maroc. Don't even go there. Don't use them. And we should check. Anytime we go into those areas, check what you're going to. Check even the food. Check everything start checking. We need to put trust in ourselves. We have to build trust in our communities. If it means that we start building, maybe this is how we'll start building our oasis in our own countries, in the whole of Africa, and we go to the places where we will dictate. We are not going to be treated like animals in our own land. We cannot accept that anymore. I reject it totally. So should you. So should you. And I speak about this in all honesty, that we cannot allow this kind of thing to continue anymore. We're in 2024, and somebody's going to come and tell me, oh, only non-blacks should board. So I'm not a human being? Elena, hello. So are you telling me I'm not a human being? Well, you're wrong. And I'm going to tell you, you are going to acknowledge my humanity. If you don't, you're not getting my business. You are going to acknowledge my humanity. If you don't, you will not get my business. And that is the mentality we must start telling our people. It starts in our mind. If you do not acknowledge my humanity, you don't get my business. You do not get to do any trade. And we should be making sure that our government, any country we find doing this to our people, immediate effect, any contract we sign with them is terminated. It's automatically terminated. If you do not hit them where it hurts, they will continue. That is what we must do. Any country, because then we are the place they come for the resources. If they treat our people, if they treat any of our people bad, then any contract they have with us is automatically terminated. That is how grave this is. And unless we begin to think in that way, and this is why I'm saying to you, when you are latching onto Bible and you latching onto Quran, it is all a way to make you disempowered, to make you weak, to make you feel you are turning to something you are turning to the very thing that is being used to enslave your mind. You need to wake up. Nothing beats your spirituality as an African. It's part of who you are. Now, the Arabs, Islam can be part of who they are. That's fine. Christianity can be part of what Europeans are. That's fine. But as an African, spirituality is in you. And all they are doing every single day is for you to ignore it until the day you die. To ignore and not acknowledge who you are to yourself as an African until the day you die. And then you will realize, why not realize now whilst you're alive? You can achieve far more acknowledging and embracing your spirituality. Your ancestors run through your veins. Do you think Christianity runs through your veins? Do you think Islam runs through your veins? No. Your ancestors run through your veins and have been in existence long before Christianity or Islam came. Your ancestors run through your veins and they have been long in existence long before Christianity and Islam came. They are just stories to confuse you whilst they take your resources, to treat you badly, you know? So I'm saying to you as an African, my ancestors, they exist in my veins. I've said it before. Europeans, if you're happy, I'm happy for you to carry, to support it, believe in your Christianity, but you do not put down my African spirituality. I don't give you that right. You don't have the right to look down on my spirituality. You don't even dare do that. I will tell you to your face. Please go somewhere. Do not try that on this place. No, we're not playing that game anymore. You're not doing that. I respect your Christianity, but you must respect my African spirituality. You don't have any hold over me. Period. Are we clear on that? I hope we are clear on that. That is what we must do. You do not have any hold on my spirituality. You don't have the right to question it. I'm not questioning your Christianity, but you do not question my spirituality. It is part of my ancestors. Before you even came on the scene, my ancestors have passed this spirituality down, and I embrace it fully as an African, and you have nothing to say about it. You do not judge it. You have no right to judge my spirituality, and that we must state categorically. I respect your spirituality as your Christianity and your Islam, but you must respect, on my African soil, you will respect my spirituality. You will respect my ancestors. You will, and you must. This is how we must talk. We must talk in that manner. We cannot allow these people to lie. If you go to the museums all over the world, they have everything, right? Including our resources. And our resources, our artifacts, our sculptures, is all in the museums earning money. So exactly what is it? That's the history. That is our history in your museums. So don't come and talk. You should really just go and hide your head. I'm being factual about it, because the crimes that you've done, you can't even cope to redeem any of these things. So when we're talking about our spirituality, let Africans embrace who they are. You are embracing your Christianity, and that's fine. You're embracing your Islam, that's fine. But you do not use that to look at Christianity came and tells me that my ancestral spirituality issue is satanic. How dare you? How dare you? Who gave you the power to do so? Who are you? Who gave you the power? Who? I didn't give you that. No. Don't ever do that. Not around me. I will let you do your Christianity. Okay, I'll stay, in what you do. I'll stay away from it. I'm not going to challenge you. It's how you see it. I see my spirituality in the way I've been. It's in my veins. It's not something you can. This is in me. Okay? It's not something you're going to beat into me. It's in me. You cannot beat it out of me either. It is part of who I am. It's in my name. It's in my. I live and breathe this. I call on Eledumare daily. I call on my ancestors. I visualize them. I pour libations to them. I am African and I'm proud of it. Don't you ever, ever use your Christianity to demean my spirituality. You don't have that right. You do not have that right. And I do not give you that right. And this is this. Yeah. So these are the things we need to talk about. I do not wish to entertain anybody on my platform telling me that, oh, my ancestors are committing a sin in carrying out spirituality. Really? Do you really want to go there? Do you really want to go there? Because I've got questions for you. I've got questions that you need to answer if you're going to be challenging my ancestors. So you want to be, when you're on my platform, if you want to come and ask me questions, I think you might want to go and do research about your ancestors. Research what they've done. And when you researched it, when I now tell you that your Jesus and your Allah, they have no right, based on their actions, even as we speak, to question my African spirituality, you should just go like that. Yeah. You should just put your hands up and go, yep, you're right. We're not going to go there. Then you and I will have a good conversation. You get that? So, yeah. So please, when I'm talking on this platform, I'm speaking to Africans. Europeans are welcome to listen, and I'm not here to attack anybody. But what I'm saying is that we need to lift our spirit. The work I'm talking about here is for Africans to raise Africans up. And that's what I'm here to do. Europe is doing that all the time. They have meetings, they have all that. America is doing that. Asia is doing that. Now, Africans must do that for Africans. It doesn't mean I hate Europe. I respect Europe. I respect Asia. I respect Arabs. But they must respect African soil. It's not even they must. With a capital M-U-S-T. Put respect on that name. Put respect on it. You get it? You have to put respect. And we have to demand that collectively in our communities. We must demand that. It's not a job for one person. We need to speak truth to power. I'm not here attacking you. I'm here telling you that what has been done, we must no longer accept injustice. Because what has been done is psychologically, we've been weakened psychologically to such an extent now we now accept injustice as part of our makeup. And we must reject it. We must reject it. There is no, listen, bring your Pope and I will ask him questions. What are you doing with my artifacts in your museum earning money? You want to come and preach about anything to me? What are you doing with your artifacts in my museum, in your museum? What are you doing? Oh, don't worry about the Chinese. I'm coming there. I'm coming there. That is still, but I'm saying right now, we're coming, of course, we need to, listen, Africa is going to deal with everybody on our terms. I don't care whatever you are. I respect your Chinese, Confucius and all that. I respect Christianity. I respect Islam. But you must respect my African spirituality. You have no right to question or to demean. I will reject that flatly. Bring your president. I will say to them, because you need to understand that the lies have gone on long enough. They've gone on long enough. We must speak truth to power on our continent. We have been denied. We've been lied. I'm talking as I'm speaking right now. And I say this because I'm really quite. I look at that record and it's so painful to read out. It's so painful to read out. But I'm going to read it out for those of you who are here. I'm going to read it out. 18. Trade among African countries accounts for only 18% of the total intra-extra African exports. So among African countries, 54 African countries, we are only doing trade of 10%, 10 to 18% of our resources. The rest goes outside of the continent. And then you wonder how Africa is impoverished. You wonder how. And those trade is done along the colonial lines that was drawn in 1884. That's the reality. And then among Africans, 15% of the import among Africans. We only import 15% among ourselves in Africa, in 54 countries. We need to break free. Thank you very much, Semanya. So we need to break free. It starts mentally. Lee Mekara, my brother, said something, and I need to say it before I wrap up. 3 things that we must know as Africans. Tools of how oppression came about. Religion, economy, military. Yeah. Religion. The religion used it as a way. Once they took that over, they now determine the economy. The religion determines the economy. And then when you saw that, if they see that you're trying to fight back, military comes and crush any resistance. That is what I'm saying. Yes, very, very poor. So when you talk about Africa is poor, you need to understand that the levers to free ourselves is not in our hands. The levers to free ourselves is not in our hands, and we must take it back. We have to take those levers as Africans on the African continent. These colonial constructs of the states, it is on us now to wake up and connect Africa in the ways of our ancestors. I pray to our ancestors. I greet you. Ishu Elédùmarè Ọbàtálá mo yìn yín o mo dúpẹ́ o ẹ tọ́ wa sọ́nà o a dúpẹ́ bẹ́sẹ̀ ń tì wá lẹ́yìn ẹ láṣẹ Èdùmàrè a máa gba òmìnira wa o. I'm speaking to my ancestors. I don't have to tell you what it is. Go and find out what it is. I'm speaking to my ancestors. I'm speaking to them, and I know who I am. I don't have to be afraid of it. It is part of who I am. And these are the things that we need to do. Our spirituality is the key to our true freedom. If you're not spiritually free, you're not free. If you're not spiritually free, you're not free. If you are not spiritually free, you're not free. And you are not free if you are in Christianity and Islam. You're just not free. It's an illusion before you. I'm sorry to disappoint you. You may not like what I'm saying. And I'm sorry if I'm direct, but we need to say it. You are not free if you are under a religion of Islam or Christianity as an African. Colonial Christianity. You are not free. And you need to realize that. And the quicker we realize that and reconnect to our ancestors and all of the things they stole from our ancestors, from us, they have spiritual significance and spiritual powers within it. They broke that link. Under the guise of Christianity is the way forward, it's my only way. They broke that link. It can be the way for them, but it's not the way for me. You hear me? It can be the way for them, but it's not the way for me. My ancestors, my spiritual connections, my sculptures, that is my way. That is my way. This is what we must do. Thank you very much. We need to do this. We need to speak confidence. And every African community, I salute them all. That they are still standing in the face of this enormous pressure to crush them. And they're still standing. They're still standing. I do not, please, every African community right now, those of us who are outside, please, I need you to look at them with pride. Because even with everything that's been put on them, they're still standing. And we need to honor them. We now need to build from within. There is no savior forming from outside. The savior for our communities must come from within each and every African community. Let us get that clear. There is no savior coming from up above. There is no savior. Every community has a savior waiting for us to wake them up and remind them of who they are. Connect to their spirituality. Then you watch how Africa will become an oasis. Of that I have no doubt. Of that I have no doubt. Of that I have no doubt. Ashe. Otiribe. Now, what I'm saying to you, when you are on the African continent, as an African, I need you to hear me well. When you go to Rome, when you go to Spain, when you go to Italy, when you go to the US, they are talking about their belief. Christianity. Arabs talk about Islam. We need to be talking on African soil about our African spirituality and be proud of it. When we do that, our ancestors will be proud of us. because we are remembering them. Because guess what they're doing? When they're talking about Christianity, they are remembering their ancestors. The Arabs are remembering their ancestors. It is only us who is forgetting our own ancestors. So on the African soil, talk less about Christianity and Islam. Talk more about your ancestors. What are your ancestors' names? How many days of the week do you have? What do you worship? What do they call? Find out those names. Why are they holding on to Apollo? Why is Apollo so important in European culture? Why? And it's right so. They have to be happy about it. That's part of who they are. I am happy about Eshu, Olodumare, Ogun, Shango, Oya. Those are my core ancestors. We need to talk about them. When we talk about them, we are honoring them at every opportunity. That's what we need to do. Going back to Maroc, when I say to you, please don't ignore this. My brother, you're welcome. Don't ignore this. Do not ignore this. When I say to you, we need to work together. Don't be quiet. Don't think, oh, I will not go to Maroc and leave it there. You have to alert every other African about the fact that Maroc do not treat us well. We need to become our own messengers in our communities. We have the platforms to do so. Let us start. We don't have to wait for anybody. We don't have to wait for any government. We know the government that they have on ground are puppets anyway. You and I can do it. We can do it. But it requires commitment, clear mind. You will be more useful in this struggle if you can drop the shackles of Christianity and Islam. There are scales. You need to pull the scales off your eyes. I'm sorry. If you're offended, it's not my intention. But I'm trying to get you to wake up. Religion of Islam and Christianity on an African mind is like a scale covering your eyes and your mind from seeing your reality. It's separating you from your ancestors. Your ancestors are here, and the religion is making sure it's a barrier from you and your ancestors. You need to remove that, then you connect with your ancestors. Do you see that? You see that? That's what we need to do as Africans. Again, I'm not preaching hate. I'm waking up Africans. Some may not like that because it is in their interest to keep us in the dark. Our job as Africans for ourselves. They keep saying Africans cannot do anything. Well, if you have somebody's hand tied back for 13 centuries and you keep blaming them for the same situation, how are they going to free themselves? How? Tell me.
Here's what I found.
How? So these are the things we're talking about. Please, my brothers and sisters, don't waste time arguing with anybody. What we should be doing, look out for the Savior in every community. We have them there. They're waiting. They're waiting to be awoken in our communities on the African continent. You cannot do it. I can't do this job alone. You think you can do it alone? You can't. We need them to be awake, to know, to remember themselves, to know that the problems in their community, they have the power to solve it. Not some fake Jesus somewhere. There is something called SUN. That's real. The other SON, I know nothing about that. There's something called SUN. It comes out every day. I know that one. I know it. I have the connection with my ancestors through that. The SON, I don't know about that one. If those who want to believe in that, they can, but they're not going to impose it on me anymore. No way. It's time we woke up as Africans. We must know who we are. And I'm begging you, please, do not ignore this issue about Air Maroc. Boycott it. Not only boycott it, tell family and friends. Let us start watching out. Anything that's going to harm our communities, it is our responsibility as Africans to identify it and to warn our people to avoid it. And anything that is holding us back. This trade issue, 18%, 54 countries, and we can only trade 18% among ourselves. But then the people who put the colonial construct, oh, that's how it is. You have to accept it. They don't want us to change it. We need to wake up. I say all of this for us to wake up. We need to wake up one by one. It's not about anger. It's about being very clear. It's about being clear. What is the goal? What is the goal? The goal is for Africans to wake up. Wake up. Wake up. Don't be a bystander. Don't be a follower. You need to wake up from the conditioning. We need the journey, like Lee Makara said, I think. He said, let me see, yeah, Lee Makara, my brother earlier on. The fight is in our spiritually. Spiritually, we need to wake up. We need to wake up. Wake up. Please, I'm begging you as an African, embrace your ancestors. Enyalale mojuba o mojuba, iba o iba, aboru aboye, aboshishe, ashe, ashe, ashe. I'm talking to my ancestors. At any time, I will just go into my ancestors. I will go and reach to them. These are the people that nurture my lineage from the time of the Oyo Empire till now. So I'm grateful for them. And Oyo Empire is at least 13,000 years old. The Cave of Ashes is proof of what I'm saying. But anyway, that's another story. Look, all I'm saying is know who you are as an African. If others know who they are as Europeans and as Arabs, don't you owe it to yourself to know who you are before you start practicing somebody else's religion? Know who you are first. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying hate. I'm saying know who you are. And once you know who you are on your own land, your spirituality must reign supreme on your land. That is what your ancestors gave you. That is what gave us what we have in Africa. And to pass it to the next generation, we need to do what they do. In my language, there's a saying that they say, you may not understand it. So loosely, it means do it like they did it so that it can be as it's supposed to be. Something like that. You know, I'm very, 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 very comfortable being a Yoruba man. I'm being very, very comfortable speaking to my ancestors. Asleep, awake, anytime. Because it's part of who I am. It's in my DNA. I'm no longer blocking it. I'm no longer thinking, oh, this, I'm thinking differently. God, Jesus Christ, for God to love the world, you forget all that nonsense. It's brainwashing. This is me. This is me. And you will find you when you connect. What if I told you in Africa now, like I said, on Porting recently, I've said it again, many might have had me. My culture, we have 4 days a week. Today is the beginning of the new week, by the way. Ojo Batala is today. I think it is, yeah? Is that correct? Let me just check. Yeah, Ojo Batala is today. 4 days a week, 7 weeks in a month, 13 months in a year. That is what we have. That is what we have. 4 days a week. But look at this. Listen. Christianity came and scrubbed all of that history away. I didn't know anything about it. I'm close to my 50 and I'm finding out that we had 4 days a week of my own ancestors. Now I know it's my ancestors that led me to that because I needed to know what was going on. Every time I come on live, if you go and look on my YouTube channel, I put the day of the week as written by my ancestors. I'm connected back to who I am. I know who I am. I just want you to know who you are from whatever part of Africa you are. Reconnect. Those who are going to rescue Africa are in Africa. They're just waiting for you and I to connect and let them remember who they are. That's it. That's it. You are not to lead. I'm not to lead. The leaders are coming from within those communities. Ours is to facilitate their ability to come out, to emerge from those communities. There is no rescue coming from abroad. There's no rescue coming from the sky. There's no rescue coming from Allah. Get that out of your mind. It's a distraction. As an African, you are spiritual. Spiritual. Understand that. I'm sorry if I'm hard, but this needs to be said as Africans. And it doesn't mean that I'm throwing away Christianity. It works for Christians, Europeans, just like Islam works for Arabs in Arab land. Spirituality works for us. Those who are not Africans should let Africans decide their own self. Find out who we are without interference. We need to find out who we are without interference. There's too much interference in what we are. Let us be. And we have to provide that situation to let our children, coming generation, be. That is what the task is. Everything we know has been damaged. We know we've been put to sleep. But despite all that, what? We found out the information. I'm telling you, 28 days in a month gives you 13 months. But now, here we are. We are doing 7 days a week. Oh, 31 days, 30 days here, 29. It's designed to confuse. So when I tell you that when they say Christianity, it's not about Christianity, it's deeper than that. It's to change your whole mindset. It's to take your mind. It's to completely forget who you are. If you are practicing Christianity and Islam and you're an African, you don't know who you are. I'm not asking about Jesus. I'm not saying Chelsea. I'm not arguing about that. I'm not interested in color. Before you know about Jesus, I'm saying as an African, my ancestors are in existence. They are alive. Eshu is my ancestor. It's part of who I am. I don't know about him enough. I'm trying to find out. I'm just beginning to find out. Let me find that out. I'm glad you know about the Jesus if you're, in Europe. But as an African, if you know more about Jesus than your own ancestor, you're actually harming your generation. Oh, someone said about being white. No. I'm not interested in that. No. I'm not. Chelsea, it's not. Yeah, it's not. Like I said, I'm not. I don't want to get down there. I'm talking about spirituality. So yeah, African spirituality. That is my focus now, and I want Africans to really understand that that's part of who we are. Embrace who we are as Africans. That is most important. And once we do that, believe you me, we'll be all right. We've got everything we need. We have the solution. There is nobody coming from the sky to help Africa. The help that Africa needs is in Africa. In every community, the solution and the help and the talents that will solve African problems is already in Africa. What we need to do is to remind them, to switch them on, to embrace who they are. Just like others, the Chinese embrace Confucius and their culture. The Indians and the Arabs embrace their culture. The Europeans embrace their culture. We must be allowed, and not only allow, we must make sure that we encourage our coming generation to embrace our culture. Then we will get to our natural destiny without any doubt. Anyway, that's my take on things. And I hope this makes sense. But please, going back to the Maroc air, we have to make sure that every African, and please, when I say African, you know that African is you and me. With the complexion in between, we are all African. We need to make sure that we are aware and we no longer allow any of us to be treated badly. It is our responsibility. When they tell you are black this, black American, black Caribbean, black this, it's a way to keep you divided. So it doesn't mean relate to me. No, but we are all treated the same when the racism is going to be used on us. Which means that it's this. It's not that. It's this. It's the fact that we are Africans. The key word is African. That is the running theme. And we need to address that collectively. We are not going to wait for anybody. We are not taking permission. Freedom is never given. It is what? Taken. We are taking our freedom. It is ours. It is ours. These religions lock your mind away, keep you in a prison in your mind. The key will be there for you to get out, and you can't get out because in your mind you are locked away. You are believing in something that is not part of who you are. It's designed to keep you incapable when you are capable more than most. We have the power to solve our problems in Africa. We do. In our communities. I need us to be viewing our communities as part of the solution. They are not the problem. The solution is for us to wake them up, embrace their spirituality. We need to assist in removing the barriers. These religions of Islam and Christianity are barriers to the development of the African continent. That's what they are. That's, we have to do it ourselves. Yes, Nana Divine. Yes, we must. So I am saying this with all, in all sincerity. Who's this? Oh, sorry, let me just get a guest. Oh, yes. Oh, let me accept. Oh, yes. Oh, of course. Chica, of course, I'm going to say yes. Oh, I was running late. I'll put this in and I'll go and... I shouldn't do that. Yeah, go ahead. Hi, Chica. My sister, go ahead. Come on in. Chica, can you hear me? Oh, Chica, are you there? Yeah, I think she's in. Yeah, you're in. Hi, Chica. You want to join me? I'm sure she'll join us. I'm just waiting. So while she's trying to join us, while she's connecting, as Africans, we must let our light shine. It's okay to let your light shine as Africans. I know it's counterintuitive. Oh, I am not worthy. Jesus Christ, Allah said, no, I am a slave to God. I'm a slave. It's not part of who you are. That message is not meant for you. Spirituality is what is meant for you. Give yourself time to embrace it. Give yourself time to embrace that spirituality. And it's okay to doubt yourself sometimes. Am I doing the right thing? Because what you've known one thing for all of your life, which is what has been put before you. And now there is a new possibility that's been placed before you. Of course, you're going to have doubt. But you walk forward. Do it anyway. Feel that fear and do it anyway. And let's see what happens. You are only embracing who you are. Your ancestors. Remember, in this vein, your ancestors are coursing through your veins. Let me go and bring her back. I don't know what happened. Chica, I'm going to accept. Yeah, Chica, I'm going to accept again. Then Abdiko, I'm going to add it. Oh, gosh. Okay, so, hi, Chica. I'm adding you all. So, it is really important as Africans. What happened in Morocco, in that Maroc air? Nobody. We should make sure that the message goes across. Nobody buys anything from Royal Air Maroc. Don't buy planes. Don't fly with them. Don't go anywhere near them. Pass the message on. That's what we need to be looking out for each other. We've forgotten how to look out for each other in our communities. And that's what we need to do. Hello, the guy. Do you want to chat? Whilst I'm waiting for others to join me. Hi there, the guy, my brother. You want to chat? Go ahead. I can't hear you. Are you muted? Okay, go ahead. Yes, I can hear you now.
Yes, I'm muted myself. I'm from Nigeria. First of all, good evening all.
Yeah, thank you. Good evening. Welcome aboard.
I think I'm very happy to be in this platform this evening to contribute on the issue.
Yes.
That causes inches in Africa.
Yes.
That is, I think I have sat down. I make more research about Africa.
Mm-hmm.
I share tests almost every day. Because they took away our religion, our culture,
spirituality,
the religion.
Yeah.
Yes, our culture has been taken away. Then we are battling with religion in Africa. So now, the big problem that we have in Africa is unity. I think if Africa can unite, the fear of the world now to see unity in Africa. If we can unite, in Africa, we have nothing to fear.
Yeah.
We can conquer everything. What is Europe? People that we are feeding them day and night with our resources. We are battling with religion. We are dying slowly. No, come on, Africans. We have to change our mindset. It's not longer a secret. Everything now has been revealed to a black man. We make research in the internet, we find out the truth. If those days they are hiding things in internet, we don't have access to technology. Technology now is very wide. We have learned a lot. We know our stand. I want Africa to take steps that we will not go back.
No.
Imagine in Africa, you cannot pass 5 to 3 streets without seeing 2 or 5 churches in the street.
Thank you.
But yet, we remain the most richest people in the world. Our resources are being driven every day and night. Come on. No. As I said earlier, we have to change the mindset.
Yeah. It's here.
That is
It's
the
here.
mindset.
Yeah. Between the ears.
Nothing can work for us positively unless Africa will unite ourselves, we change our mindset as one. I watch Prof. Lumumba from Kenya every day.
Yes.
He keeps fighting for Africa. He keeps saying truth about Africa. But quite unfortunate, how many Africans are out very strong to support that man?
Somebody, 1 second, my brother. My brother just asked a question. Can Africa country make a TV? Of course. We can make TV, we can build cars. I mean, cars is making cars. The problem is that we are not allowed to have the base to build this. So please be informed. Go ahead. Hello, guy. Go ahead. Chika, welcome. Yeah.
I think my brother, he asked a brilliant question here. We have everything in Africa. We can conquer everything.
Chika, 1 second. Yeah, go ahead.
Is it the flashing cars in
Yeah.
Europe?
Yeah.
Is it the technology?
Yeah.
Is it not our people that they are growing them day and night?
Yeah.
Yeah. People, if they can use those knowledge that they're investing in Europe, in Africa, we could have gone far.
Yeah. The guy, 1 second. Let me just, I think Chika is trying to say something. Chika, did you say something?
All right.
What happened in Maroc? I wanted to know.
Okay. Yeah. In the Maroc area, they kept a lot of Africans. They kept for a couple of days. They overbooked the flights. The Maroc Air, the Royal Maroc, whatever it's called anyway. So now when they overbooked the flight, they kept our African brothers and others in the airport for 2 days. They couldn't fly out. Now suddenly, then they said they have a new flight, and then they said the flight was for non-black Africans only.
Oh my God.
Yep.
Oh my God.
And then they showed, and then
Air Maroc is an African airline now.
well, they are Morocco, Royal Air Maroc. They are Morocco.
But Morocco is it not Africa?
Yeah, but you see, where you will hear the thing is the word they use. Let me show you the word, and that will tell you. You don't know it's more Arab because they said they announced that only non-black Africans should board.
That is it will affect only black nations.
There you go.
About Morocco
There you go.
and Algeria.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
let me just say small
Okay.
thing and go down.
Yes.
Let me say small thing, AY.
Yes.
Go down.
Yes.
See, I see people shouting, we want religion out of Africa. We don't. Our religion has deal with us. Religion this, religion that. Our problem is not religion. Our problem is ourselves. We don't like each other.
That is unity.
Hold on, sir. Air Maroc is Africa. Morocco is Africa.
Yes.
Morocco is Africa. You see, Uncle AY, if somebody was building house in the village, they went and poured acid on the foundation, the house collapsed.
Yeah.
I don't know the moment God created us, maybe God was in a bad mood. We don't love. It's not the religion. Look at Yaya Bello. Yaya Bello ruled his state for 8 years. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Yes. I can hear you.
Yaya Bello ruled his state for 8 years. He
Okay,
didn't build a school.
when
When he wanted to leave office, he went to American International
Yeah.
and paid billions of naira.
Yeah.
we don't love. It's not the religion. And the religion is that they are using the religion to like do politics. During the politics, like Yabelo can come out and say I'm a Muslim. You understand something like that? It's not religion. Uncle Erwan, I will call you on WhatsApp.
Yes.
Because I have to go. I'll call you on WhatsApp. Let me explain something to you.
Okay.
You know, I've been blogging on religion. It's not religion. Africans will hate each other.
Well, I mean, okay, we could talk some more. We'll talk some more about it. Yes.
Yes. And do you know, let me drop one before I go.
Yes.
Do you know that the African traditionalists are the one that now join Christianity as pastors, and they spoil it for the Christians?
Yeah, there is some of that. There is some of collusion there. There's no doubt about that. Yes, there is. I've seen that.
I'll call you. Let me show.
Yeah.
It's not something I don't want to say all this on the air.
Okay.
But I'll call you and tell you my findings.
Okay, that's fine. It'll be good. It'll be good. Thank you so much, my sister.
Bye-bye.
Talk soon. Take care. Thank you. Bye now. Bye now. So thank you very much, the guy, and thank you, Chika. The guy. Thanks for being understanding. So to go ahead, let's hear from you again. You were saying about our unity. I will just say something quickly on what my sister said there. I think that we have to be very clear that when it comes to Africans, unless we fully understand ourselves devoid from other things, it's going to be difficult for us to achieve what we want to achieve. That's my thinking. We need to actually, other continents, I mean, the Chinese do it. Everything is Chinese. The computer is Chinese. They will not speak to you if you don't speak Chinese. They will, everything. They eat, drink, think, sleep Chinese. The Europeans likewise. They would, they eat, drink, think European. The Arabs likewise. They eat, drink, think, sleep Arab. So when we don't look at who we are before we take on anything else, then that it's reflected in the failure of our own society, because we are allowing everything else to come in, and we're not focusing on who we are first. We need to know who we are first, and I firmly believe that is our spirituality. But that's just me. But anyway, let's go ahead. Thank you very much. The guy, go ahead.
Yeah, that is what we are saying. Those nations that you mentioned, them, those European nations, they have unity. You understand? But the problem is that in Africa, we lack that unity. If we can be able to design a system in Africa that will say that, yes, let the yes stand, let the no stand, that system will help us a lot in Africa.
It did.
Yeah, why those people, they are going far? Because they have a system that, okay, if you are, before you walk in some place, you must be a citizen of this place. You understand? If you are to operate a system, you must be look at, I think African, they have been giving us signs and symbols for a long period of time.
Yeah. It is true.
Have given us, now you have reached to some extent that we have to speak it out. We have to stand for ourselves.
That's it.
But what is killing us in Africa is leadership. The other point. Most of our leaders, they cannot stand to fight for freedom.
Yeah.
Imagine. I think the Senegalese president, that young man, we want to put our trust on that young man.
Yes.
These are the kind of guys that we want to have. We have to see them having power in their hands. Because now, the big fight that African have with the other European nations is those that they will say something and they will stand by all costs. They will not divert.
Exactly.
That is, young people should be included, and we need them.
Which you absolutely, you're right, man. You're right. No, thank you very much, my brother. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, young people should be given power to exercise the right to Africans. We are no longer a force in Africa.
No.
I asked myself one question when I was a kid. And some people, they are looking at me as, oh, I'm a mad person. Why am I asking such kind of question? I asked, though how I asked the question, I don't have light about it, but as a child, the thing just came into my mind. I just say it out. I said that I'm coming. Jesus, is it a white or is it a black? I don't understand this thing. They overshadow me.
Yes.
I said that, no, I will not come because I was a kid. Now it reached to reality.
Yeah.
I have made the research. I have seen many documents about the religion in Africa.
Yes.
Why is it that European Jesus is white?
Yeah.
Why is it that African Jesus is still white? Is there not misunderstanding on those two images?
Exactly.
I said to myself, I watch sport every day. I watch the different events every day. Every time I used to comment that racism is a part of sport in Europe.
Yes.
Once you are from Africa. If you like, take it. Don't take it. Look at our young people that they have been insulting them in Europe.
Yeah.
Because of what they are seeing them as a nothing.
Exactly.
The one that they are working day and night, they are working, they are putting more effort to see the progress of the club. But they are not noticing them.
No.
Just insult. Small mistake. Tomorrow you will go to social media, newspaper everywhere.
Exactly.
Racist abuse.
That's it. That's it. You hit the nail on the head.
I want Africa to. Yes. So I've been observing those kind of things for a long period of time. I said that no. I want, but the problem that we have in Africa, we have the countries that we have, those big countries in Africa. We have to call on unity first before going to the countries that they are below average. You understand?
Okay.
If we have power in countries like Nigeria, we have power like South Africa, we have power like Senegal, we have power like Zimbabwe and the rest of them. If there is unity in those countries, Ghana and the rest of them, Africa.
Yes.
You understand? We should just take ourselves a little bit out of that Arab hole. Because you have seen now, the question that lady asked, why is it that even Africa, they will use a flag, not black Africans?
Yeah. Yeah.
Does that make any sense?
Doesn't make any sense. Doesn't make any sense. And I mean, in Africa, they should not even be putting that down. They should not even write that. And that
if they will condemn African flight, let's condemn African flight.
Yes.
Which one is that? Let's white African flight.
Yes.
And then give them permission
and
to
then,
fly, while the other one that they are
and
skin,
you know what is and what is sad is that they actually beat a black guy for saying no, that's not right, and they beat him up. You know, so I mean,
imagine.
Yeah, that's the bit that people don't understand. That is the beating up that tells us that they don't care what you think. This is your position, and we're going to keep you there, and we mustn't accept that. We can't. For me, I'm very, very clear about that. But yeah. So
that one it wouldn't be acceptable. We need to dig out the truth.
That's
Whenever
it.
the truth is hidden,
That's it.
we have to dig it out. We can't be letting things going
like
that.
This. Exactly.
How can you beat that man for what?
I mean, he did nothing wrong, and then they said he was threatening. It's not right. So that's why I say we should boycott. We need to boycott Maroc Air. We have to boycott it. I mean, I've seen a lot of programs about them that they are very. When you're a black person, your things go missing. Your suitcase we never find. I mean, I've got videos. I'm actually going to share some videos about that, where people have talked about it. So we need to be aware. We need to be aware among our African communities. We have to.
One of my uncles is in Europe. I think the link that he has been sharing me since last year, I shared those links to other people. People are very surprising. I said that no, if we can't plan today, European people are planning.
Thank you.
For good 50 to 100 years
yes.
to come.
Yes.
Africa, how to break Africa into particles.
Yes.
You understand? The document that I was watching, they are saying that if you are from the other 6 continents, not from Africa, this project we have to put it on.
Exactly.
We have to see. We have to we have to draw those minerals from Africa.
That's correct.
We don't want to see Africa.
That's it.
Imagine that kind
That's
of
it.
thing.
Yeah, I think you're talking about Howard Nicholas. You're talking about Howard Nicholas.
Change in Africa, please.
You're right, my brother.
I think that lady, she asked one of question.
Yeah.
I think the issue of the religion in Africa, we know that it has the limit that contributed to Africa. That is it. But for you, that is she was making an example that one man what he did.
Yeah.
What he did is that because you have the good mind, you have the good mind. That is when we are talking about the good mind. Good mind is what we are expecting in Africa.
Exactly.
We are not looking for trouble
for
Europeans.
Exactly.
But we have to have the good mind to be able to secure what belongs to us. We don't want to harm anybody. We have to feed ourselves with what we have.
That's it. We have
to we have to employ ourselves with what we have. We have to generate job opportunities with what we have. That is just it.
Yeah. No, you're right. Thank you so much, my brother. Only for time purpose. And let me see, am I following you? I want to follow you. Make sure that we follow each other. So let me add you now. I'm going to follow you right away. And what we need to do is we will do some more of this.
Right, I'll follow you already.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. So I want to thank everybody for joining me now. We're going to be, please, we are trying to build a new community, and our community will require trust among Africans. So as I'm looking at you, my brother, the guy, you're my reflection, and I am your reflection. We need to realize that whatever happens to you, if we let it go by, the same can happen to me later on, and vice versa. And every one of us must begin to think about that reality. And
you see, that is the problem. But I want each and every black skin in Africa to take Ghanaian, Senegalese, Burundi, Zimbabwe, all of them as one. As
that's
long
correct.
as carrying the same skin with
that's
you,
correct.
him,
that's correct.
Your brother. This is how we'll make
that's
the fight.
Exactly.
Once you hold the other people, like Nigeria last few years ago, they have like xenophobia issues. I said, what kind of nonsense is that? But the problem is that we have the foreign people in South Africa.
Yeah.
They will laugh at us. Look at they are fighting themselves. They don't
exactly.
know what they are doing.
Yeah. But
you understand this? We have to work ourselves and face them, not to face our fellow blacks.
Exactly. So that's where building and communicating and raising awareness among ourselves like this is of immense importance. So just being in each other's space, being able to talk like this, so that we begin to understand who we are, and not. Oftentimes, our narrative of ourselves is being taken from those who gave us the religions of Islam and Christianity. They tell us this is who we are, this is how we are, and we try to behave in that manner and not really think, actually, who are we? What, before all of this religion came, who are we? What did we do? What did our ancestors do well? What can we refine and improve? Because that's what they did with their religion, and that they brought to us. So we need to do that among ourselves as Africans. But we will get there. But I'm so grateful for you joining me this evening, and for many others. Only for time purposes, I need to come. I'll be coming off the broadcast for now, and I'll come back maybe tomorrow or maybe later on if I can. But we'll talk some more. But please, all of us, be aware. Avoid going on or booking Maroc Air, because many of the problems that people have encountered, is based on the fact that we are we're Black Africans. And they don't see us as equals, and we need to really not accept that. So we need to not book anything with them. Make our people aware that they should avoid going via
people that we are trying to hug them
yes.
to see that we're in this. We and them we're in the safer society to enjoy our lifetime. But they are seeing it as we are fools. We don't know what we're doing.
Exactly.
So we have to take our stance now.
Exactly. We do.
I think this is the time. This is the moment.
It is. Thank you. Thank you so much, my brother.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. And I'll be back later on. We'll talk some more. So for everybody joining me now, I thank you all so much. I'll be back later on. You've been watching Citizenay, the platform where we speak truth to power. I'll be back later on to get more updates. And please do what you can. Make sure you raise the awareness about Maroc here. How, as Africans, or as Black Africans, we have to avoid them, because the treatment that they give us is unacceptable. We must collectively reject this. And they have to pay compensation to the Senegalese man that they beat up. And we hope the Senegalese president will intervene. And also, all of those that did the beating up, the 5+ guys who beat up this guy, they must all be prosecuted. So this is something that we need to work on. They have to be prosecuted.
They have to be arrested.
Yes, exactly.
Yes, they have to.
So that's what we will say for now. So for now, I want to thank everybody. We'll round it up. I'll come back later on. Thanks for watching. Please don't forget to follow us on TikTok and subscribe to us on YouTube, Citizenay, the platform where we speak truth power. I thank you all so very much. I'll be back later on. Thank you and bye for now. Thank you so much. Thank you. Bye.
It's all right. Thank you so much.
Thanks. Bye-bye. Oh gosh. Àwọn èèyàn kí ni ẹ ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ nìyẹn ó ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ nìyẹn o ó ti ń fly ó ti ń fly you just see pé akọ̀ndíjọ́ kan akọ̀ndí pé yí yí ẹ̀ tí ẹ lọ ṣe yẹn jàre sorry o ìdí tẹ̀ máa pa o. Shit. Ebi mama pa mi de fẹ́ ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ sí o. I need to sort the food out though. Okay, let me go. Okay, let's go and do this now. It's not good. It's not good.